It is 8:47 in the morning, boys. 8:47 in the morning. It's public holiday here in Australia. No work today. No work today. I'm going to head out for a bit in the afternoon. So, I thought I'd get in and do the stream earlier. How are we going? What's up, Moody Wizard? How are you, brother? What's up, Christian Grey? What's up, Miguel? How is everybody this morning? Sorry about the horrible audio quality of today's video. I don't know what happened. Happy Jesus Dead Day. Give it 3 days. He'll be back. He always is. What's up, Super Shotgun? Good to see you, mate. Missed you over the last few days, Shotgun. We've been having actual MMA talk. Ranking Alexander Volkanovski on the GOAT list. Stuff of this nature. Let me kick in the chill music. Oof. That's good. That's good. There we go. Now we're chilling, boys. Now we're here. Yeah, so, Shotgun, we've needed you over the last few days. We've done Alexander Volkanovski on the GOAT list. So we cracked open my top 30 fighters of all time. We might crack that back open again today. In fact, you know what? We might even crack open my top 50 fighters of all time. Just tear the whole list apart and start again. We might do that today. There is a little bit of Twitter news that I want us to get through. So we'll do that. And then afterwards, we might jump into the top 50 fighters of all time. What's up, Bilal? Good to see you, man. Have you got the day off? I bet you do, dude. I bet you do. Happy Good Friday to everybody. Give it 3 days. He'll be back. Ilia knocks Islam out. I don't think he does, Miguel. In fact, I went over the reasons why I don't think he does in today's video, brother. Jack is winning the title. Yes. No UFC this week. That is more than fine. We've got Cage Warriors. There's plenty of fighting to do. And there's also so much bare knuckle to go back and watch. There's one championship. There's plenty of combat sports. Quite frankly, combat sports fans, we don't need the UFC. We don't need the UFC. All right, Dana, you want to make these dog shit fights? We don't need you, mate. I think Islam was just negotiating with the UFC, and the ducking talk was all from unreliable sources. I think you're right, Toad. I don't think Islam's ducking anybody. Timmy boy, what the hell? Why are we live now? Because I was doing a job in the CBD this week, and it turns out no one's going to be there to open the building for me today because it's a public holiday. So, that's that. You have the day off. Beautiful, Bilal. Early stream, 7 p.m. in the States. Let's go. Yeah, it's good to see. We'll get some of the Yanks in here at a decent time. That's good to see. I'm happy that I'm on at a normal time ratio. How are you, mate? I needed this morning. Good to see you, hear you. Had a shit last 24 hours. I'm good. No, just appreciate the fun stream. Paul, I feel you, mate. I have been limping for the last 24 hours. Let's go for that. What's up, Nacho? So I've been working in the city. Yesterday, right at the end of my shift, because the building was closing at 5 p.m, so I was racing to get out of there. I'm carrying this heavy-ass toolbox down the flight of stairs. I miss the last step and go crashing down onto the street with my toolbox. My left ankle is cooked. Like, it is cooked. It is so sore. Today was meant to be leg day. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, not training legs today. I'm so happy I've got like a couple of days where I don't have to be plastering because my ankle is gone. Anyway, let me read some more. Kansas City card is going to be good. It is going to be good, Miguel. Oh, yeah, just answered Food Friday. Yep. Ilia knocks the cheat out. Don't think he does, boys. I don't think Ilia gets the knockout, lads. I meant everyone that last texted sounded like I was in love with... No, it's good to have everybody here. It's good. We'll chill in. We'll do a nice long stream today. We'll kick back and we'll have some fun with it. We got some time before I head out for the afternoon. So, yeah. No, we're going to have a good chilled out stream today. Let me open up the other chat. So if anyone wants to donate, I'll read the donate straight away. Let's go for that. Doing good. My week would be trash, but Volk won. That is true. At least Volk won this week, you know? We may not have our bodies working, but I mean, it could have been worse. I could have broken my ankle and I didn't. I just cranked it pretty badly. And of course, Ilia is playing into it because it's the best way to build up a fight to convince people they'll never get it. No, I agree, Toad. I agree. I think you're absolutely right, dude. I agree. Shit. Dang. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Kenny going to crash out if he misses this stream? Oh, it'd be good if we don't have Kenny for one stream. We can actually talk about MMA. You feel like you have been through a UFC fight? I do. No, it's not that. It's just a swollen. It's not even... It's just a busted ankle. It's just busted. What's up, brother? How are you, dude? I just can't put any weight on it. You can do the stream from hospital, Dougie. We'll expect that dedication. I probably would, you know what I mean? Like, if I ended up in hospital, you guys know me, I would probably just whip out the vertical stream. Just stream from my phone. I'm with you, mate. Cracked a rib like an old man from fuck off. Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, dude. Like, you know how it is, right? The office workers, they're there to shut down the building. Like, lock it up, fire alarms on. Like, it's, you know, it's in the CBD. Like, they're like, at 5 p.m., we're getting out of here. I'm installing these bulkheads because they had to put overflow pipes in inside the building. So I'm installing bulkheads. There's no coming back for the next 4 days. I'm like, it's got to get done by 5 o'clock. Like, we have a hard out by 5 o'clock. It's got to get done. So we're like, there's no we. I am pushing like mad. Bring the van around from the car park it was at. Park it on the footpath with the hazards on. And just starts loading tools into it like mad. And as I'm carrying my biggest toolbox, because it's so big, I can't see the staircase, and I missed the last step, and I just, I just ate shit. I just ate shit in the middle of the street. My fucking ankle just is hurting so much. Like, even now, just sitting here, it just fucking canes. Anyway, it's all good. It's all good. I'm with you, mate. Yep. Do Aussies celebrate Easter? Yeah, I think they do. I think they do. I mean, again, my family's Orthodox, so yeah, they all celebrate Easter pretty. My mum will be celebrating pretty big today. Kenny has been fine for the last 2 weeks. Kenny has been special over the last 2 weeks. You'd get mad donos from a hospital. I mean, I should just fake it. I should just go down to the local hospital and just be like, "Oi, give us a bed." Dougie, I have a couple of funny videos for you to react to. Great, chuck them in the Discord. We got plenty of stuff to do. Today. Dougie, you've never been asked that before, but what are your thoughts on a glizzy? Oh my god. There's a tier list for that, Chris. And you'll remember, you've seen the tier list. The roof and the stairs, 45. Dude, this city job, 45.70 me. It has been a week. I'm telling you. This city job got me, dude. This got me. Yeah, the ceiling as well. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's what this is from. This is from a ceiling. As I was cutting away parts of the ceiling, someone had stacked something in the ceiling, and it fell down and hit me in the head as I was cutting away the ceiling. So Ian Garry has been peak delusional and talking this shit. I know, dude. 3 hours of complete pain relief without eating the kidneys away. It'll be Tim, I appreciate it, but it'll be fine. It's just a sprained ankle. You know what I mean? It'll be right. Where's the shirt at? In the box. Calling Carlos a quitter has the opportunity to age horribly. Prates could do the funniest thing. I hope it does, dude. I hope it does. I can't believe he's calling Carlos Prates a quitter. So funny, man. True, I forgot that. That was a goated video. Well, I'm happy you enjoyed it, Chris. I'm at work. What are you doing? It's Good Friday here in Australia, and the job that I thought I would be able to do today, I won't be able to do today. So, g'day. Also said he's going to completely ragdoll Prates and put him to sleep. I think he will fight for the title after. Yeah, Ian Garry is peak delusion, but he needs to be. I mean, look at his life, look at his wife, look at the world that Ian Garry lives in. He needs to be peak delusion, shotgun. I don't get where it's coming from. Like, you took Neil Magny to a decision without the ability to finish him, even though he was more crippled than I am right now in front of you. MVP schooled you. Like, Ian Garry, MVP schooled you on the feet, brother. Schooled you. I was just watching Carlos Prates versus the Leech while I was eating my brekkie then. Ian's cooked, mate. And then Shavkat, yeah, you failed a submission on him. You know what I mean? Like, you failed submissions. Nearly getting submissions is missing the goal, Ian. You fail submissions. You're not getting it. It's so strange to me, shotgun. I'm at work. Book Johnny Walker versus Pavlovich now. What's up, Pringle, mate? Good to see you, man. He also said he's going to completely ragdoll Prates and bring him to sleep. I think he'll fight for the... No chance. That's what I meant by the roof, Paul. Any height-related feature to a building is mogging... Thank you, Nacho. Appreciate that, mate. Ian Garry is so fun to hate on. He's... Oh, dude. He's like Joffrey. I know, dude. I know. What's up, Zappa? How are you, dude? Yeah, man. Hating Ian Garry is going to be the funnest part of next week. People putting shit in the ceiling is a motherfucker. Definitely a Sparky or an apprentice. But, yeah, maybe. Mate, someone. I don't know, but it got me. It clocked me in the head as I cut away the piece of ceiling. Watch some Prates, and he's very good at balance when people try and clinch takedown. He's very good. What's up, Pritchard's #1 fan? How are you, brother? Yeah, he's very good. He's very good. It's Thursday. Get a job, mate. I work for myself, all right? I get a job whenever I feel like getting a job, or whenever the bills are due, which is every day. Ian Garry is a great heel. Pinheaver thing. He is a pinheaver thing, Chris. Ian Garry said he would destroy Brady. He wouldn't. Brady would absolutely annihilate Ian Garry. He thinks he will fight for the title after beating ranked 13 on a one-fight win streak. It's so entitled. Yeah, it's that, Yair Rodriguez energy. I don't know where the fight... Well, I know where the fighters are getting it from. They might as well try and fight for the title. The UFC's meritocracy is completely gone. No fighter's presence make me more uncomfortable than Ian Garry. He's a cringy... Well, I agree, Nacho. He's just something about him is just slimy, mate. I'm beginning to like Garry. That's why he's fighting a nerd anyway. Boo the nerds. Why do you not like the fighting nerds, Tim? What's up with this one? He'll fuck him up. He'll smoke him. I agree, Miguel. Not gonna lie, Tom Aspinall is a soy boy and Jones is owning him like an alpha. Zappo, that is so far from the truth, I don't even know where to begin. John Jones is running from Tom Aspinall at every opportunity he can, Zappa. John Jones literally said, I just don't want to fight him. How about Derek Lewis? Would that be fun? Wouldn't fighting Derek Lewis be more fun? And you think John Jones is the alpha? Okay. Garry is so not like 99% of Irish people. I swear he must be hated back in Ireland. I've lived there for a while. I reckon he would be hated back in Ireland. That's why he's run off to Brazil. What's up, Pritchard? Nice to see you, mate. I've never seen someone dine out in a loss and collect participation trophies like Ian Garry versus Shavkat. Tell me about it, mate. Oh, good. Kenny's here. Stream's about to get weird. What's up, TY? What's up, Kenny? What's up, Zappa? Here's my rubber ducky at number one. Yeah, I mean, what, like... That's Tom Aspinall, you know, he's creating some hype. I'm sorry. I know you guys are John Jones fans, so, you know, you'd rather see someone fight once every 2 years and then come back against Derek Lewis or Stipe Miocic and duck Francis Ngannou. I get it. I know. It must be hard being a John Jones fan. I get it. Doesn't Ian Glaze Charles Oliveira a known quitter? Yes, he does. Yes. Ian Garry had the perfect style to beat Shavkat, but he was too inactive to get the rounds. Ian Garry has the perfect style to beat Shavkat, but he was too inactive to get the round. Yeah, I mean, on paper he does, for sure, man. For sure. That's very Anthony Smith, though. Like, but when you actually put them in there and get it going... You know, Ian Garry might have the skills, but when the fight's actually happening, he doesn't have the grit because he's a vegan. At least his wife, he got a few good years before the droopy neck hit. That with Ian Garry's wife, yeah, a couple of years, and then things will change. Oi, Louise to the boogeyman better than anyone. Do you agree that Tom is a beta and John Jones is owning him? No, not even close. I would say that John Jones is the bottom and Tom is the alpha. If he would be, then he will be even more insufferable. Oh yeah, once his wife ages out. No, I agree, Chris. I absolutely agree, mate. Where am I at? Yair is another entitled twat. I don't blame Yair. It's not his fault that he fell for Hunter Campbell's games. You know what I mean? What if you were fighting DDP and he shot a takedown and pulled your pants down? I would be in the middle of getting what you do to people, Eric, my good friend. You should always know that Tim's answer will involve the world feething, cheating, and cultists, always. But why does Tim hate the fighting nerds? I don't know. You should already know that... Oh, we just did that one, Doug. Come on. Bilal's good eye. One of Bilal's eyes also quit. That is true. Bilal's eyes have the quit in them. That little head movement Ian does really irritates me. I don't know why. What irritates me is... Who would you rather like to see fight? Sean Brady? Like, Sean Brady sucks when he doesn't. Or Ian Machado Gatti? Like, Ian, what are you doing, man? Kenny's here. Now we can start the stream, boys. Tom has no self-respect. He'd take the fight for no pay. That's not true. Tom would do it for the contracted, negotiated fight that he's already got. John Jones has no self-respect. He contracted and negotiated a 7-fight deal with the UFC, and then 2 fights into that deal wants to renegotiate because he's scared of the next guy that he has to fight. That is no self-respect. Self-respect is signing your name on a dotted line and saying that you'll do a job for a specific amount of money and then fucking rocking up on Monday to do that job. What John Jones does is cowardly extortion. People forget, man. People forget. What's the funniest moment in the sport after Leon poking Bilal's eyeball into retardation, which is obviously the funniest? The funniest moment in the sport ever? Probably Herbert Burns getting carried out of the ring in Gilbert Burns' arms. Probably that one. And Eric just says, yeah, okay, Eric, thank you. Tom creating no hype. If Tom is creating no hype, if if he was, the fight would happen. John Jones deserves 35 mil minimum. John Jones deserves whatever the UFC decide to give him. They're the ones in control of the market forces by the simple fact that every single other fighting organization around the world slowly goes into bankruptcy, yet the UFC continues to make money. So the UFC sets the standard for the market because they're the only ones that actually know how to turn the fight game into a profit. Zappa, I appreciate that you are John Jones on a burner account because his ego is that fucking fragile. He messages people back on Twitter. But so far, you have not brought up a single coherent point that is factual or correct. And you are quite frankly diluting the stream with retardation, which, considering the sort of people that we have in the stream, including Kenny, is quite a miraculous feat. You should rethink your life choices immediately, young man. Ian glazes Charles so hard because Charles is beloved by the fan base, so he thinks that it will rub off on him. Unluckily for him, we can see through weasels like that. Yeah, just going to shooter box and learning Brazilian doesn't make you a Charles Oliveira-esque fighter. It just makes you some vegan Irish kid that's being a fanboy. Simple, bro, because the nerds, ever since being on the scene, are all... okay. All right. So you're condemning the entire Fighting Nerds team for the actions of Jan Silva. All right, Tim. Fair enough. We get a special time Dougie stream today. Kenny. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're well, dude. Zapper, you pay... I believe it's John Jones on a burner account. I believe it. Tim, you already know Doug has crippling dyslexia. How do you think he's going to interpret you editing words on top? Actually, I can speak Tim, funnily enough, which is very weird. I can't read or write normal English, but for some reason I can understand Tim. Maybe that says something about the connection that Tim and I have. We're operating on a very specific level. I'm not saying a high level. I'm saying a specific level. Whatever level that is, I'll leave that for God to decide. Marvin forgetting his cut was also pretty good. Yeah, Marvin Vittori putting his shorts on backwards twice and then forgetting his cut is pretty high tier funniness for the sport. Herbert Burns getting carried out was peak hilarity. Worst cardio of all time for a featherweight. Yeah, dude, just horrible. Or... the second funniest thing was CM Punk's second fight in the UFC. They, riddled... What's up, Kyle? Good to see you, man. I'm getting to everyone's chats. They riddled the UFC to find the worst fighter they could possibly find for CM Punk's second fight, and he got the shit kicked out of him for 15 straight minutes. And because they found the worst fighter in the UFC they could possibly find, that dude couldn't finish CM Punk, but he just mounted him and beat the shit out of him for 15 minutes. Oh, goated times. Was it Mike Jackson? Was that dude's name? Oh, mate. What a time to be a fan. I think that was 2017, right when I was getting Fight Pass. Oh, great times, mate. Great times. Peak UFC 2016-17. Nacho, I guarantee you, Dougie can work it out. I did work it out. Dougie, what are your thoughts on Paddy's DD penis raging inside of him? It's what DDP does, mate. He's from South Africa. It's cultural. Brady Wood can be super exciting if he introduces 12 to 6 elbows. Paddy's fight shown the rest of the roster how effective that is going to be in this sport. I agree, Daniel, formerly known as Paul. I completely agree, man. I have not liked Sean Brady in the past, so it's going to take a lot for me to get on board Sean Brady's train. But I might be able to get there, yeah. Oh, Paddy the body. Oh, Paddy. All right, where am I at? That was... All right, cool. That should inform you of how retarded you are. Yes, exactly. Dougie does well with my fucked up typos too. Yeah, I think the more fucked up you guys make it, the better it is for my brain to interpret. What's up, Kyle? Good to see you, man. Was Paddington the first UFC fighter to finish a fight with 12 to 6 elbows since the rule change? A true goat. You know, people don't want to admit it, but Paddy Pimblett and Molly McCann have paved the way for other fighters in this sport. You know? Because of what Molly McCann and Paddy Pimblett did, the game has changed now, shotgun. Sean Brady would do to Garry what Shavkat was supposed to do? Yes. True. I agree. And also, there's something to be said about momentum as well. I think Sean Brady ragdolls Paddy Pimblett. Dougie has telepathic with Tim. That's why I'm getting out of it. Thank you, T.Y. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Leon is calling for the Brady rematch. He said he accidentally changed his sleep schedule for the first fight, so he was literally still sleeping at the main event. Leon is calling for the Brady rematch. He said he accidentally changed his sleep schedule for the first fight, so he's literally still sleeping in the main event. Yeah, that can't be serious, Nacho. Surely Leon Edwards is not having a second excuse of, I was just sleepy, bruh. Bruh, I was just sleepy. Two dyslexic fucks, that's why, bro. Not just Silver, bro. Look at Ruffy and Prate's old interview. It's like watching NBC or C. Oh, are they really that blue-pilled? Are they really that plugged into the Matrix? That is sad to see. Well, I'm still going to enjoy the ride, Tim. You know what I mean? Like, I know you hate all the Dagestanis. I don't hate Islam Makhachev. So, I'm still going to enjoy the ride. I think the Fighting Nerds is really good for the UFC right now. Watching all the Paddington haters who said he was a bum eat crow has been enriching for my soul. Yeah, I mean, even Javier Mendez was talking about how he's come around to Paddy Pimblett and he thinks he could even be fighting for a title as well, which is like, I'm certain these guys just say things just to get a reaction. I'm certain they do. Okay, so what have we got here? Championship Rounds has posted. First bit of news that we need to talk about. Khabib posted a photo to a bull of his Instagram story. Now, are they just trying to generate some hype? Are they just trying to generate hype? Or does this mean that we are going to be looking at, and Colby Covington was right, we are going to be looking at Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria doing a marathon? I might not do a marathon, but I'll be on for a while. I'm going to do a long stream. I'll be on for a minute. Yeah, what do we think this means? Is this just building hype? Does this mean Colby Covington was right? Are we going to try and swing in an Islam Makhachev Ilia Topuria fight before he goes on to beat challenge for the welterweight title? What are we doing? What do we reckon this is? Give me some thoughts down there in the comments. How quickly does Big Ben KO all of chat? I mean, he works through, you know, the John Jones Glazers and Kenny and Eric pretty quickly. But then when he gets to the real Chads in the chat, you know who they are. When he gets to the real Chads in the chat, that's when he has trouble. Imagine that gorilla Sean Brady on top of Ian Garry landing 12-6 elbows. Brutal. I hope that we see it one day. Shotgun. I hope that we see it, mate. Screw Leon. He is boring as... Yes, he is. Screw him, mate. I agree. Nacho, is the Leon thing a joke or real? The problem is we could believe Leon actually said that. Yeah, no, I could picture Leon actually saying that. Which is what's so embarrassing about the whole thing, right? I was just sleepy, bro. I was sleepy. Have you ever smelled Molly McCann's meatballs before? What would it take? What would it take to smell Molly McCann's meatballs? What would it take? There is no way Prates is blue-pilled. Just look at the look of the guy. Tim using the Fighting Nerds to push his agenda is disappointing. Yeah, maybe it's not all of the Fighting Nerds. Maybe it's just some of them. I still want Arman versus Islam. Yeah, so do I. I think that's the most important fight in the UFC at the moment. Is it Saturday in the Outback or is it Friday? It is Friday today. It is Good Friday. Dougie, what did you hit your head on? I didn't hit my head on anything. A piece of ceiling hit my head as I was demolishing it. Someone hid something up in the ceiling, and as I was ripping the ceiling down, it came out and clonked me right in the forehead, which is quite lucky because that could have been in the eyeball. You know what I mean? So, lucky that my head took it, not my eye. It was a ceiling, Kenny, at 45.70. I mean, the ceiling is demolished and at the tip, and here I still stand. So, I don't know if saying the ceiling 45.70 me is correct. You know, technically, I'm not the one in the tip. Now, maybe emotionally, spiritually, you know, maybe I am in the tip in that way, a tip of my own emotions. However, I'm the one still here and streaming, and that ceiling is getting fucking rained on. So, eat that. I think this means Khabib has the hots for bulls. Could be. Maybe Khabib has moved on. What's up, Too Smelly? Good to see you, dude. Maybe Khabib has moved on from wrestling bears and he's looking for his own bull. Yeah, me and Nacho would double team John Jones easily, mate. You were joking about Leo. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Bilal told you not to. Okay. Did you hear about Marvin Vittori's brother? Yeah, that makes me truly sad inside. Truly sad inside. It's horrible for Marvin Vittori's brother. Horrible. 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 Just horrible. The thing I don't like about the Daggies is the refusal to fight fellow jihadists. Fellow jihad. Okay, thank you. Brett, thank you, mate. I agree, dude. I mean, the Anzacs all train together. You know, like Kai Kara France still fought Urseg. Aussies will still fight each other. People from AKA have to fight each other all the time. No, I think it's an absolute joke. As a Tool fan, I think the ceiling opened up your third eye. Nice one, Paul. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I can start to think on a higher level now. Dougie's just coping again because Big Ben flicked his dones and flatlined him out. Oh, I still stand. Zabit's brother is coming up. Hopefully the UFC signs him. Hopefully Brady B. We'll see. Hopefully he's got a better health than Zabit did. Blame it on the ceiling. Not blaming it on the ceiling. Not blaming it on the ceiling. So, Ian Garry. Bit of news to get through. Bit of news to get through. This is the photo of Carlos Prates that Ian Garry brags about. Why he brags about not being able to land a choke, I don't know. But this is the photo that Ian Garry brags about. I wish Twitter would just show its videos in a uniform fashion so I didn't have to move it around every single time, but it is what it is. All right.
Every morning I wake up, this is my bedroom. I get up out of bed, I see a beautiful photo of my baby boy, my wedding photo, and this bad boy. Every day I see this and it aggravates me. Every day. Every morning I wake up, this is my bedroom. Every day I see.
Oh, Ian. Ian Garry. I mean, you gotta love how locked in he is. But I mean, he failed a choke he failed in a fight that he like. Exactly, dude. And isn't it the same choke that he failed against MVP? Like, isn't this the exact same thing? He is clinging on to that Shavkat loss so much. It's kind of sad to see how much he's clinging on to it. I wonder if it's going to be stuck in his head. He is acting like he won the Shavkat fight. Like, he's acting like because Shavkat has broken kneecaps, technically he's the one that won it, right? All these fighters lose and their egos can't deal with it. It's so deal with it. So go and embarrass themselves with the weak, non-stoic lefty BS. Even Poatan. I don't know. I feel like Poatan's been all right. I don't think Poatan has been fairly sad about it. Don't cook past the drunk guys. RIP Vittoria. Yes, RIP Vittoria. It is sad, dude. It's horrible. It's horrible. Can you do Kai Kara-Fran's cringy face that he does? It's horrible. I thought Darren Till dined out on the Whittaker loss, but Ian Garry dining out. I love this. The dining out take. I love that. Ian Garry dining out on the Shavkat loss is next level. It truly is, man. It truly, truly is. How good is your life to put an aggravating photo of your loss on your dresser in your bedroom? I have something similar to it. It's called a fucking mirror. Dude, it just goes to show how much of a rooster Ian Garry truly is. Like, his bedroom, where he's already has the chair set up, has now got one of his biggest losses of his career in there as well. Like, the dude gets humiliated on the regular. It's what gets him going, man. With how good the fighting nerds are at clit farming, Prates will probably somehow rear naked choke Garry if he does Toad. Oosh. Oosh. The jokes that are going to be made if he does. Oosh. Kind of sus how a wedding pic and a picture of his kids that fail choke on some dude is in the biggest pic and in the middle. Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. It falls in with the character of Ian Garry. Ian Garry is a rooster through and through. Probably would keep a photo of someone else finishing Shavkat. He probably would. Poetard, stand strong, Poetard. He's going to be dragging it 6 years later when he's number 6 in the PFL. Exactly, man. I lose to the boogeyman better than anyone else in the division. I deserve a title shot for not getting destroyed in the first round, like me wife gets destroyed in the first 5. Dude's hairline is something else. Who's that? Who's Ian Garry's? Yeah, it goes. He's got the peak, mate. He's got the peak of all peaks. See, I don't have to worry about ever getting a widow's peak because I'm all forehead. I ain't got no fucking. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get a fucking widow's peak because my hairline should be down to here, but the whole thing is just gone. He probably flicks his bean every night. Ian probably flicks his bean every night to it. Oh, God. Ian Garry is so delusional, it's hysterical. It's the second time in my life I'm going to cuck for Garry. Yeah, dude. Oh, the chair. Volk just ran and won about. No, he didn't, Taz. He stood there and swung, mate. Is Ian Garry really a vegan? He is, dude. He is. Impressive. Ian Garry's hairline is going hard, isn't it, mate? Dougie is 40% hair. Dude, I am all. It's not a widow's peak, it's a cuck's peak. Oy. So did you guys? Obviously, we saw the Joe Rogan. With Ilia Topuria. Bilal caught a stray. Apparently, I didn't. I listened to it yesterday, but I don't remember the stray that Bilal caught. Hang on, let me listen to this.
To not be as entertaining and just to be better.
Exactly.
Yeah, and just to not be as entertaining and just to be better.
Exactly.
Yeah, and shut people down.
At the same time, you don't have to be Bilal.
Right.
Right.
I see what you're saying. To not be as entertaining.
The look on Ilia's face. You don't have to be Bilal.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Hang on, you don't have to be Bilal.
Have to be Bilal.
Right.
You know?
I see.
Is boring. Get cooked. Just cooked Bilal. The little head nod at the end. He wasn't even joking. That's what I mean, Shotgun. He's literally just like, I mean, he shit. The fucking head nod at the end.
You don't have to be Bilal.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Oh man, that's so fucking funny to me. The little fucking head nod of death. Oh shit. I doubt it, mate. 3 weeks lost half my strength and 1/4 of my muscle mass. Oh yeah, I know, dude. That's why you got to keep training, right? Don't do veganism. Eat red meat. Keep training. Deadlift, squat. Keep your testosterone high, boys. The fight labs. Got no idea how anyone could say Volk just ran. Bro landed 41 significant strikes in the 5th round. No, dude. They're just playing. They probably lost their parlay of the Diego Lopez knockout. That's what I truly believe, dude. I reckon they truly believe that they had Diego Lopez via TKO. And Alexander Volkanovski, they did the point down in the middle of the cage at the end of the fight, and Volk didn't Max Holloway with him. And why should he? He's trying to break history here. Ilia roasting Bilal was pretty fun. It was so good. That was so good. Amazing analysis from him. What do you mean? From us. We just roasted Bilal. At least Ilia remembered the name. True. Something that not even Mighty Mouse was able to do. The way he wasn't even joking. Oh, it was beautiful, mate. It was absolutely beautiful. You're right. I see what you're saying there. If Prates sleeps Garry, we will really have to question the title shot Shavkat was promised 2,000 years ago when he held a 40-year-old wonder boy against the cage. Yeah, I don't agree with Shavkat Rakhmonov getting the next title shot guaranteed. I don't agree with it at all. I think when Buckley runs through Usman, so far the way that it's going, it obviously goes JDM. Then it should go Sean Brady, who just left Leon Edwards literally strikeless in the 2nd round. It should go JDM, then Sean Brady, then Yaquin Buckley, and then we see where Shavkat and Garry are at. But that's how I see it at the moment, Toad. Shavkat Rakhmonov getting the next title shot is insane to me. Such a savage. It was out of nowhere. Hot take, Sean Brady deserves a title shot more than Shavkat at this point. There we go. Shotgun. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, man. Yeah. If you had eggs and cheese for the muscles as possible, I personally don't believe him. If you had eggs and cheese... No, I don't even agree with that, man. I think if you are actually going to have proper muscle density, you need the red meat and the meat. Like, I don't even think supplements cover it. I think you actually need, like, the full protein blend of, like, red meat, chicken, fish, poultry, all the amino acids and everything that goes in natural food. That is how you get gains. Hooker also caught a stray when they were talking about Chandler. Yeah, he did. Like, who was his best win? Dan Hooker. Yeah. 50 Cent. What the fuck he saved me for? Questionable coat referring to boring fight. Exactly, dude. Deer meat is awesome. Do you guys eat kangaroo? We have kangaroo meat here. We have essentially like a half kangaroo aisle in the freezer section. Yeah, no, a lot of people don't eat it because it's very gamey, but I eat it. I like kangaroo. Bilal should fight Gliz Heel next. All right, Kenny, thank you, mate. Dude's hype fell right off. Who's hype? Ilia's hype? Bilal's hype? Who's hype? Brady B. The way Garry says Prates is so cringe. How he tries to say a proper Brazilian, like a tryhard dork Luke Thomas when he says Spanish names. Yeah, it is, man. Like, you're Irish, dude. Just speak in your Irish accent. It's okay, man. I say Fight Labs. I was trying to reference his last. I'm saying Fight Labs was trying to reference him last. Oh, right, Eric. I'm with you, Eric. I'm with you. Usman cooks Buckley. I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. I reckon Buckley has got him now. I think Usman's fall off is just too questionable. Like, why has Usman been hiding for a year? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not a Usman hater, by the way. I think Usman gets a lot of shit, and he shouldn't, right? Like, the last Leon Edwards fight that he had was very close. Leon Edwards had to cheat. The fight before that, and what I mean by that is the cage grabs and everything that Leon was doing. The fight before that, Usman was winning that fight until Leon Edwards landed the perfect head kick. And then Usman versus Khamzat Chimaev. Usman took Khamzat Chimaev on 11 days' notice. 11 days notice. Blew his kneecap out the day before on the training mat with Justin Gaethje. He took Khamzat Chimaev to a draw on 11 days' notice. This is really good. This is really good for Usman. I still believe Buckley runs through him, but I'm just saying that to say I'm not one of those guys that thinks Kamaru Usman is completely past his prime or is on some horrible losing streak. You know what I mean? Like, I believe he's injured, he's old, the inactivity will hurt him. Buckley's forward pressure is probably going to go in his favor. But I think Usman doesn't get the credit that he deserves for his last 3 fights, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Shavkat needs to earn it again. I agree, Ali Williams, and it's good to see you, mate. Is Usman coming back? Probably not. Numansa is coming for that belt, boys. Man, Buckley versus JDM, late 2025. Oof, it's going to be great. Shotgun, I hate when Garry speaks Portuguese. He's such a try. He is a tryhard. That's what it just comes off as fake, man. JDM deserves a title shot more than Shavkat did before he beat Garry. Yeah, I mean, when JDM beat Burns, wasn't Burns ranked like 7th or 5th? Kangaroo's alright, Brett. It's pretty lean though, so important not to overkill. Yeah, it's very, very lean. Yeah, being a pro athlete and a vegan is just retarded and self-destructive. Look at all the elite athletes. Only like 1% of them are vegan. It makes no sense. I know, dude. What's up, Boob? Good to see you, man. Yeah, it's the day off in Australia, so here I am. Yeah, no, I mean, like, and again, it just proves the rule when you have, like, some vegan athletes that are just barely keeping it competitive, and people go, look, you can be a vegan and be an athlete. It's like, yeah, you can compete, but none of them are in the top echelons of their sports. Oh, Bilal, and if one ever does get through, you're like, okay, well, that's all of the NFL, all of the NBA, all of the UFC, all of the running, all of the track meets, all of the Olympics, like all of tennis. There's hundreds of thousands of athletes around the world, and you guys might be able to go, but that one over there is vegan, and he's successful. You're like, all right, chill out. Bilal, you made 7 to 8k over this run, but it's over, you roided up prick. It's the Aztecs versus the Ottoman Empire again, and we all know how that went down. Aussie on ya, Tim. Alligator tail is good too. That is the most redneck shit I've ever seen in my life, Brady B. Alligator tail. I'm going to put my meatballs in a toaster oven. Don't do it, Kenny. You're already mentally challenged as it is. We don't need you frying your meatball as well. Did you see the clip of Cejudo talking about Usman and Bilal fighting in the studio and how Bilal nearly kicked him in the head? I did see that clip. Yeah. I mean, Bilal destroys Usman at this point in his career. Maybe peak to peak, Usman would probably beat Bilal. In fact, I would say Usman would knock out Bilal peak to peak. That's a good one. Who do you guys have peak to peak? What's up, Spectronominus? Good to see you, dude. Who do you guys have peak versus peak? Usman versus Bilal. Alright, where are we at? Crocodile is great, but not that... No, did I get everyone's chats? Here we are, Spectronominus. Fair enough, but I hate when people say Jose instead of Jose. Fair enough. I say Jose because it's just the way I read it. Like, it's the way I've always said it. So, but I know it's meant to be Jose. Usman's career is absolutely over. It is over, I know. Usman, more like... Alright, Eric, thank you. Buckley would KO Marty. I reckon he would, yeah. I'm fading Usman next massive fight. He's a lock. No, dude, he's not a lock against Buckley. No. Old man Marty with his wobblestone, cobblestone there. Ah, classic Lucas Tracyism. Jose is correct. Oh, is Jose correct? I thought it was Jose. Okay, all right, cool. I did not know that. All right, looks like I've been saying it right, thinking I've been saying it wrong the whole time. Spectre. Big Lucas Tracyism. Old wobbly, cobbly stone knees. Big Lips Buckley would give Usman the Tito CTA. Yeah, dude, Buckley is the future. Once JDM is done, then Buckley can have his run. I love fish too, Grappa. Okay, that sounds very zesty. Alright. It's not so much Usman is gone, but it's just that Buckley has become legit and is a problem. Yeah, that's where I would have it. Like, Usman is obviously like this, but he's like this with respect, where Buckley is like this. You know? But people are like just crashing out on Usman, and I'm like, dude, Usman's last 3 losses are actually quite fucking good. They're quite good. Dougie's at 9.23 for you right now. It is Kenny and Bloody Ripper. Serena Williams will probably dominate at MMA. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, we've got Juliana Pena as the champ. Like, the women's bantamweight division is the worst division of all time, with the least amount of skill level ever. So, yeah, she probably would. She'd have a chance. Pereira had his UFC debut on the same card as Usman's last win and became the light heavyweight champ on a pay-per-view after Usman's last fight. Yeah, Pereira has become the, what's up, Chihuahua? Why do you copy everything the MMA Guru says? I don't. I literally have a video on this channel going directly at the MMA Guru for Magomed Ankalaev. I also called Moicano washed for many, many weeks leading up to the BSD fight. There's a lot of things me and Guru don't go 1-for-1 on. There's a lot of things me and Guru do go 1-for-1 on. It's just the way it is, mate. We're both MMA fans. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. We're very similar people. He's based, I'm based. He's red pill, I'm red pill. He likes MMA, I like MMA. You know, we're going to have things in common with each other. That's what happens when you similarities between people. Pereira at his first, Pereira has become one of the GOATs in the time that Usman has sat out talking on his podcast, wasting time. White collar jobs always getting random days off. Yeah, I mean, no one's paying for my day off today. You know what I mean? Which is why I tried to work today, but the office was closed. The Anzacs, Timmy boy. Buckley is on a generational run of beating up washed up old men. This will be no different, washed up old men. True. Easy with the insults. I live in the south. Fair enough, Brady Bear. I mean, alligator tail does sound south as fuck, dude. Y'all try that there, gator tail? Fading Usman's means betting against him to... Oh, right. Okay. I don't speak your American lingo, mate. Sorry. Marlon Chito Vera will be champ soon. Absolutely not, Woeful. How are you, man? Good to see you, dude. Lucas Trady avoided the donos and the chat in his last stream, even when nobody was asking for him to explain what was going on. What do you mean? Oh, Lucas, what are you doing, dude? I don't get it. You know what? Lucas Tracy needs to get into a fight with the ceiling. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Lucas Tracy needs to get into a fight with the ceiling, so he knows how fucking good he has it, mate. You said oof and Bilal. He says that you said oof and the Bilal thing. You said oof. I said oof. I said oof. And the Bilal thing. He says that all the time. Oh, right. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah. I probably picked up some of his vernacularisms. I listened to the Guru. I like the Guru. Okay. I might have picked up some of his vernacularisms. I don't know what to tell you. I'm fucking sorry, Chewy. I'm like... I don't know what to tell you, mate. I bet Guru doesn't say g'day. Dang, I missed the intro. That's alright, mate. We can do it again. You want to do the intro again? Hang on. Here we go. Second hour intro. G'day, legends! We're back, boys! Who was the first one in? Let's go, let's go, let's go! There you go. Lucas Tracy's the GOAT. Lucas Tracy is the GOAT. I'm going to open up a glizzy. Okay, there we go. Can you get hyped on cam to do the intro? Such a sick intro. Where's the shirt? There we go. Let's start the second hour fresh. First, yes. Oh, God. So, Colby Covington has been jumping down Paddy Pimblett's throat, saying, I want to see you rock out in the intro on maybe one day. One day, Benny, when it calls for it, but we've already gotten going. Paddy is a gimmick. He hasn't done anything. Colby says he wants to fight Paddy in the UK next. Have you guys noticed that Colby Covington has called out Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, and Paddy Pimblett? What's up, Cheddar? What's up, Alex? Have you noticed he's called out nothing but lightweights? And the only 3 welterweights that Colby Covington has called out, is Wonderboy Thompson, Nick Diaz, and Nate Diaz. They are the only 3 welterweights he has called out. And he has the audacity to call Paddy Pimblett a gimmick. Oh, boys. Boys. First. Oi, early stream. How are you, Cheddarheads? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you're doing good. Old school, early supporter of the stream, Cheddarhead. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you so much, man. I remember back in the day. Early streams. 1 hour by myself just reacting to Twitter. You, Weston. Good times. Paddy probably beats Colby at this point. I reckon he does, Ali. I reckon he does, man. All lightweights, exactly, Woeful. All whiteweights, lightweights, or retired welterweights. I've been asking you to make a cornering UFC GOATs to GOATs specialty list, and you haven't done it yet. No, you've been asking for that for 3 days, mate. All right, Yog has been asking for the foot tier list and the foot emoji for literally a year and a half. All right, if you want it to happen, and Yog got his emoji, if you want it to happen, you need to push on a little bit more than 3 days, Big Benny B. You're nearly at 2,400 subscribers. I know, dude. It's pretty cool, huh? I actually hit 2,400 subscribers 2 days ago, and then 3 people unsubscribed. I guess they were Ian Garry fans. I made the Ian Garry video. 3 people unsubscribed immediately. You're going to get that on the big jobs. It is what it is. Oh, shit. What's up, Simon? How are you, dude? How far back was back in the day? It was pretty far back, mate. You know, back in the day? Whoosh. I'll tell you, mate. It was pretty far back. He doesn't want that smoke with Prates. True, he doesn't. Colby was never good. No, Colby in the second Usman fight was amazing. No. And Wonderboy. Dougie, when the chat gets out of hand, you should just put the intro back on and start a new topic. It's like hitting the reset button on the retards in chat. That is a genius idea. Chatter, formerly known as Paul, now known as Daniel. That is a genius idea. Oh, yeah. Where is the glizzy emoji? I mean, there already is a hot dog emoji you can just use on. Yeah, the GOAT thing is way more fan-friendly. People want to see that. Well, we might do it one day, Benny. We might do it. Lucas Tracy has no idea how fortunately and easily his channel growth came to him. Dude hit 100k subs and decided to just take a break. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, look at MMA Che. Look at James Lynch MMA. Like, there's so many MMA channels out there that struggle to get to 100k. Like, I do this shit every single day. Live, video, short. You know? Like, it's a grind. Lucas got to the top of the mountain and then just went, I'm done. It's actually, when you think about it, it's a Chad fucking move. You know what I mean? Like, to not even try, to just get to 100k and then be done. It's actually like, you kind of, you know, I give Lucas shit for being like, dude, you don't know how lucky you have it. But to be fair, right, you got, Woeful, you see what I'm saying, dude? You kind of got to be like, that's actually a fucking G move. To just be like, nah, too hard. I'll go do something else. I know, dude. They're unsubscribing because you haven't dropped the GOAT to GOAT video. We're going to do a tier list today. He never reads the comments in the donut. I don't even know. I genuinely don't even know how do you do a live stream and not read the comments in the donos. Like, I'll actually have to go and watch a Lucas Tracy live stream because I don't understand what is he yap about if you're not reading the comments in the donos. What are you doing? I get, like, you can watch the fights while the fights are on, but there's 20 minutes. Like, from when the last round finishes to the next round starts, there's... Thank you for the... Glizzy. Thank you for the one... Thank you, Paul, for the $1.50 and the Glizzy, mate. I appreciate it, dude. Fuck you for that money. I don't want that money. What is your PayPal? I got to return that money to you. I don't want that money, Paul. That's disgusting money. Oh, man. Where am I at? Never reads the comments in the donos. Crazy. Yep. BBL Garry fan. Yeah, BBL Garry fans. They just get out. 2020 Usman destroys. Oh, yeah, let's wrap that up. Yeah, Usman destroys Bilal. I reckon that jab, the takedown defense destroys Bilal. Dougie, the 3 subscribers that unsubscribed were probably John Jones fans. Seriously? Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, because the video was all John Jones's on steroids. Yeah, probably, dude. Probably. I also like the news music. The news music was good, but I don't know if I'll ever find that video again because that was just a random thing that I found. Yeah. Hit the Eric Boob. Impression of MMA Obisuru crying about how hard his life is despite making millions from literally doing nothing despite being a freak. No, I don't want to read the donation. No, fuck that chat. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to interview the greatest fighter of all time in person. No, I just want to make my videos. I'm going to lose weight this year, chat. There you go. Sorry, Guru. It'll work. We retards are famously known for a short memory span. No, that would work. Just resetting the stream. That's a good idea. Colby Copington, desperate to stay relevant. It's sad. It is sad, dude. It is sad. Like, he's literally just Twitch streaming around the PI now to try and stay relevant. Goatless sucks compared to the Grasso poll. Sorry, Ben. Oh, the people have spoken, Ben. You're going to make it? We'll make it, mate. We'll be right. We'll just keep working. It's all good. The more Lucas Tracy avoids the question, the more it pisses me off. I mean, he just probably just doesn't want to do the grind, dude. Start tweaking in a good way, then I'll hear the intro. No. Lucas is kind of based for that. Kind of based, right, Woeful? Would you make YouTuber your full-time job if the money was there? Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. Oh, God, yes. Oh, rather than dealing with the clients and and lifting sheets all day and demolishing things and the dust and not getting paid and wondering when the next invoice is going to come from and trying to manage all the tax and, oh, my God. Any day of the week. Any day. Running your own small business in California, Victoria is like getting... It's like getting assaulted up the rear end every single day. That's what it's like. Dealing with the 9 to 5 customers, the regular customers that don't want to pay you on time, always looking for the cheapest quote while getting fully taxed at the same time and everyone changing their schedules for no reason. And things just not being in stock because the whole fucking shipping supply line has been... Oh my God. Any day. That was a crafty vet move by Flukas. Oh my God. Crafty vet move. Chad Tracy, right? Dictator tier list. We'll do a tier list today. I think that's a plan, Kyle. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That is the plan. When you drop MMA news, you got to use the breaking news bit. Yeah, I'll find it. I'll save it, and I'll save it into my OBS as like a play button, so it's already ready to go. So you think the UFC really going to make Derek Lewis versus Teixeira the main event for Nashville card on June 12th? They can't. Thank you, Brady B, for the $3. Love you, mate. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, brother. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. $3. Means a lot. Goes a long way, bro. Literally help pay for this webcam, the new microphone, all that kind of shit. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. What's up, Fight Talk Sports? How are you, dude? Are you enjoying the day off? Enjoying the day off, dude? How are you, man? How are things in New Zealand? When you drop MMA news, you got to use the breaking news. We'll do that one. So you think the UFC is really going to make Derek Lewis versus Teixeira the main event for the Nashville card on July 12th? Yeah, I think they will. I think they know that the regular MMA fans are just going to rock up to pay to watch Derek Lewis in the main event. Yeah. Did you see Chandler's motivational speech to his kids so they can eat? I did see that, yeah. Even if you get cuts on your face, you still got to keep trying. Lucas always argues with the chat. I don't know what the guy's talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I've not watched a Lucas Tracy live, so I don't know. Ever since the retirement, he avoids everything. Right, so you mean on the latest one with Volk, he didn't talk to the chat at all? We don't need a hot dog emoji. They should have to pay to put that up. Yeah, I mean, that's why they just paid for it then, right, Paul? I mean, you just paid for it. You just did that. Lucas completely ignoring his chat is the most infuriating thing. There is no point even commenting. I don't understand how a live stream works if you don't read your chat. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I don't watch streamers. Like, the only streamer I watch is Guru. Is Guru the only streamer I watch? Guru's the only streamer that I watch. Legit. He's the only streamer that I watch. I don't know how you do a live stream without talking to your chat. Like, what do you do? I saw a Guru stream of Guru talking about losing weight while eating gummies and drinking soda. It had me down. Oh, dude, I've been listening to Guru since, like, he was in his old bedroom before he went to the shed. He's been talking about losing weight the entire... His channel is... Like, you could name the MMA Guru A Man's Journey Through Not Losing Weight. And I love you, Guru. I love all the support. You're probably listening to this right now as you're getting ready for your stream. You're a great guy. You've changed MMA YouTube. You're an inspiration. You have been talking about losing weight for 7 years. Like, it's all love, brother. Luca's favorite fighter, probably secretly Ian Garry. He looks like the kind of dude who sits in corners. No. I think Lucas has made it pretty clear that it's Volk. Dougie Dictator tier list is going to take us to 3K something. Maybe it will, mate. Maybe it will. You should invite him into the Dougie's Corner Club? Never. Don't pay California taxes? Based, Eric. Dougie just needs like 2,000 glitchy emojis a day to be a full-time streamer. True, mate. Based customers. Fuck my customers. You will be able to go full-time on YouTube, Dougie. I believe in you. I'm manifesting it. I believe in it too, mate. That's why I keep rocking up and doing the work. I believe in it too. I reckon it'll work out one day. We'll just keep working. It's all good. And at the end of the day, this is a very enjoyable way to enjoy MMA content. It is fun to do. Dougie on the corner for real. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Dictator tier list or Dick Tasted tier list? Ooh, Dick Tasted tier list. Ian Garry, after the bull pulls out of his wife. John Jones, obviously. Sean O'Malley, when he licks his fingers after he puts his best mates back into his wife. Oh, mate, Dick Tasted tier list would go hard. The plus side of working a small business over YouTube is privacy. The plus side of working a small business over YouTube is privacy. Absolutely, dude. Oh, dude, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And also, Ben, it depends on the YouTube. Like, there's some YouTube where you can schedule, like that kid that did mukbang, he scheduled like a year's worth of videos and then went and lost weight, right? Can't do that in this form of YouTube, in MMA YouTube, because it's very reactionary. You have to be on point. Whereas when you work a small business, you can book your schedule in such a way that you can still take time off. In this, it's very hard to take time off because you've got to be constantly on the news and constantly talking about the next fight and the next topic. So MMA YouTube sort of has to come with you through what you do, which is why I made the channel the way that I made the channel. Like, I can run the channel off my phone and off my laptop on purpose. It's purposefully built that way because I enjoy traveling and camping. So I would do the channel as I travel and camp. What's up, Paradox? Good to see you, man. If he actually read his chat and showed some appreciation, it would be okay, but he just comes off as completely ungrateful. These people are the reason for your success, like DC with his commentary job. Well, yeah, well, good. I'm happy Lucas keeps taking it for granted. Keep taking it for granted, Lucas. I need this. The New Zealand people more based or more soy than the Aussies? I would say more soy, but only by a degree more. Look who decided to stream early. It's a public holiday, mate. All right, Jesus died, so Dougie could stream. As a business owner, you ain't a target for random creeps online. That is true. That is very true, Ben. That is very true. I'm from the future. The year is 2020. 34 is your year, Dougie. Don't stop the grind. Oh, good. Stream till I die. We have crazy socialists for many years and terrible feminists. Yeah, well, there you go. Fight Talk knows the news. Guru and you are the only two that I want. Well, thank you, Bilal. I appreciate it, dude. What holiday is it? Good Friday. Jesus died so that I may stream. Lucas was cool when he did open debates. Don't know what happened to that. I mean, I guess he just made it. He made the bank and now he's done. I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'm alive and I'm here and I'm in the chair and I'm talking to the chat and I'm doing better than I deserve. So what else can you say? You know what I mean? Fell down a flight of stairs with my toolbox yesterday and embarrassed myself in front of the front street of the CBD, but that's all right. Why is there shitty elevator music in my ear? That's the music to chill to. Paradox. At least Guru tries to read as many chats, comments, but obviously it's impossible since it moves so fast, but at least he will read as much as he can. Yeah, I reckon Guru's pretty locked into his community, and he tries to do stuff for them, like you said. Like, he'll do impersonations that he doesn't even want to do. Although we've seen times, what's up, Yog? I've seen times where Guru has been streaming and he wants to talk about MMA, but he just keeps getting donations to do random shit, and he can't even talk about MMA. So at least Guru does that for his chat because he's an MMA fan that just wants to talk about MMA, but instead he's getting asked like retarded questions about what would Mighty Mouse taste like if he was inside of John Jones, and you're like, why are we talking about this? Doom MMA and TCLP and Giuliano all talk to their chat all the time. Good. I've never seen more cap delts than Gurus. There you go. He's got the captest of delts. He's a fast responder. No Chill streams just like you, but he is less prepared content. Yeah, I know. I mean, I do that. I like, because I'll usually sit in traffic and be like, what are we going to do on the stream tonight? So I'll think about stuff. Guru is good at what he does, but he got lucky. I don't think he got lucky. I mean, he moved into his parents' garage and did it for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week until he made it. I don't know if you could call that luck. You know, I don't know if you could call dragging a sleeping bag out into your parents' garage and streaming until you make it luck. I would call that grind. Dougie, morning stream. What is this nonsense? What's up, Larry? It's Good Friday and I don't have work today, so it's good to see you, mate. I love Tracy's streams because he would get trolled and talk to everyone, but after the retirement, he has only gone live for the Volk fight and ignored chat. Right, okay. No Chill just comes on and talks sometimes. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. At least Guru has an excuse to not read chat because of the rapid donos all the time. So many chat talking constantly. True. Jeff Molina. Make a cuck list. We could do that. What holiday is it? Good Friday. Oh, hey, what's up, Weston? Good to see you, dude. Sorry I missed you, brother. Good to see you, man. I hope you're good, dude. I hope you're still here, Weston. Write in the chat if you're still here. Sorry if I was a little bit late on getting to your comment, dude. I hope you're still here. Fuck, that was a while ago. Sorry, guys. I got to read the chat quicker. How are you, Weston? Good to see you, man. Oh, supporter of the chat. If you're not here, I'll message you on Instagram and say sorry for missing you. Jesus died so Dougie can stream. Quote of the year. There you go, Chris. If you were a base New Zealander, you kind of feel lonely sometimes. Dude, it feels that way in Victoria. That's how it feels in Victoria. New Zealand have some of the ugliest, dumbest women I have ever... Okay, all right. Just personal experience. All right, mate. Dougie embarrassing himself in front of the whole set, pretty much. Someone told me you're doing a MMA feat tier list? No. Big Ben pushed Dougie down the stairs? No. Negative aura falling downstairs? I was carrying a heavy toolbox, to be fair. The best Guru streams are the ones where everyone is actually talking about MMA. Yeah, because he actually knows about MMA, you know what I mean? What would Mighty Mouse taste like if he was inside of John? Yeah, that's an MMA Guru thing to say. Like his chat thing to say. What's up, Quagmire MMA? How are you, dude? Giggity. Oh, no, Weston isn't here anymore. God damn it. Where are we going to go to get a no-chill Dougie stream video? When are we going to? One day, maybe for Christmas. That is dedication. Guru doesn't know anything about MMA. He's a fat boy. He doesn't leave his house because he fears the world. No and no. No and no. Chris, you should know Dougie doesn't do collabs. He's too chat. No, I do collabs. I will do one. MMA Chase streams are great. Talks to the chat and does shit for donos. That's pretty good. He didn't go live for 24/7. He blew up because he was the only one doing UFC live streams during peak COVID era, the only sport on TV for months. I mean, maybe, you know, luck is a little bit of preparation plus... what is success, boob? A bit of preparation plus luck equals success. So he was lucky for the timing, but again, he still took his future into his own hands. He still pumped out content while no one was watching, alone in a garage for like 6 to 8 months. So you got to give him some credit for that. But I think all success is preparation mixed with luck. Now, I think it's 3 years Dougie chat can look like a Guru chat. Well, that's when we do the secret streams, right? Dono chain, 3, 2... We're not going to do a dono chain. But thank you, Paradox. I appreciate it. Where's the bum Frankie been? I think he's on the way back to England, Quagmire MMA. Here for now, just tuning in while waiting for my bill at the bar, mate. Oh, good, Weston. Sorry, dude. I felt bad, dude. I felt bad, man. Good to see you, Weston. Appreciate you as always, brother. Thank you for being here, man. I could see living in Aussie land, New Zealand, while being based would be depressing as fuck. It is, mate. It is. Answer the question. What was the question, Eric? Dougie Warrnambool stream one day in the van for sure. Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn next week. Let's go. People forget, man. Weston was here before everybody else. True. I'm hyped. Guru single-handedly brought hype to Mitchell versus Yarn because he convinced people Bryce had a chance. Yes, Guru did that. Guru is the reason that Sean Strickland had so much bait to use and caused Israel Adesanya to cry at a press conference. Guru did that. I love Layla Machado. So does everyone else. Ian Garry invites over to the house. Chris with the fat. You tried Paradox. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you, man. Guru was just like Evloev. Super organized and ready to take advantage of the opportunity. This is how Daniel frames Evloev in his mind for being a pedo. Ian Garry is Carlos Pratos, who... Okay, we did that one. Mr. Toad, not a single-handedly brought hype to that fight. 2 hype fighters were fighting nerds. Tough winner. Like, come on. That was a hype fight. That was a hype fight. Come on, man. Oh, my God. I don't even want to bring this one up. Oh, my God. Paulo Costa. Paulo, do I bring this up? Has anyone seen Paulo Costa's Instagram lately? His Twitter lately. Please tell me he took it down. Did he take it down? He's going so hard lately. Yeah, he took it down. No, he didn't. He left it up. Oh, no. How do you think your level of well-being would have been today? Oh, Paulo. Paulo Costa, trans without a penis is like an angel without wings. Oh, Paulo Costa. Oh, my God. Win a fight. Yeah, no, I agree, Ben. Like, Paulo needs to win a fight. Paulo needs to win a fight. I agree, mate. Mr. Toad, he did not do single-handedly bring home to the fight. We did that one. You're a bit lucky. Does your preparation H count for the preparation part? You're a bit lucky. Does your preparation H count for the preparation? Yes, absolutely. That's how you get lucky. Weston walked so Yog could run. Absolutely, Nacho. I'm super hyped for Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Bean. No, I give him zero credit. He literally did nothing and became a millionaire. Keep in mind, he thinks he has it hard. He has the easiest life literally on the planet. No, look. I get what you're saying, Boob. I do give him credit. I give anyone credit who can grind out anything in life. Anyone who sets a goal to something and grinds it out, I give them credit for. So I absolutely give him credit. He got lucky at the timing of the pandemic and his channel, but you had to be on YouTube putting out the content to get lucky at that time, which he did do. And as for thinking his life is hard, all streamers think their lives are... Like, not all streamers. Yes, people who earn an online income that think their lives are hard have no idea. You know what I mean? But that's all perspective, isn't it? Like, at least I have a job. Like I said, I fell down the staircase yesterday. I've busted my ankle pretty bad, but it's not broken. I can still get up and walk. I still went to the gym this morning. It's not that bad. You know what I mean? So... everything is perspective, right? Yep, life is hard. Life could be worse. I could have broken my fucking ankle yesterday. Then I wouldn't be able to earn money for the next 6 months. You know? So it's all perspective, mate. If you did a shirtless vertical stream in the van, it would have 300 views for an hour. Probably, especially if it was sweaty in there. But I'm not going to do that. Perfect 23rd birthday present. ASMR Dougie Gay Time stream. We are going to have a golden gay time for your birthday on the Ian Garry card, mate. If it's so easy, Boob, then why isn't everyone else doing it? True. I mean, everyone else is doing it, and we're proving it's not hard. It's not easy to do at all. What is Pablo up to? Just shared that one. He's the only one streaming during peak COVID. Paulo Costa, no, what's he been up to? Costa should get into acting. He's a funny, good-looking dude, but he's not winning any fight. Yeah, no, I know, dude. He needs to move on from the UFC because it ain't working for him. Doug, you got no idea what I'm about to stuff my face with right now? A buttered Pop-Tart. He's not winning any fights because Paulo Costa is just kind of bad. That is true. Paulo Costa is just kind of bad at it. Bad at MMA, isn't he? Not to mention, Fatru constantly likes to bring up the 6 months he had a 9-to-5 part-time job to act like he relates to the real world when he knows nothing about it. You are really not a fan of Guru, Boobathan, are you? Really not a fan of Guru. Chris, I just had a clam chowder with extra bread and butter. IPA can't... Wow, Weston had the most Boston meal anyone could have. Paulo Costa versus Miguel Pereira would be fun. That would be a fun one. What's up, Bisping's Good Eye? Bisping's Good Eye, meet Bilal's Good Eye. I hope you guys get along with each other. You two make one fully functioning human male. I don't like the Guru because he has a very negative person who whines about... obviously, he works hard. Who whines, but obviously... I don't like the Guru because he's a very negative person who whines, but obviously he works hard. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I like the Guru. I think he's funny, but no, I get it. But again, Ben, everything's perspective, mate. Everything's perspective. You know what I mean? You could... I agree with that. But it's the same thing as me saying I don't know how Lucas Tracy walked away from MMA YouTube. Like, I don't know. Maybe when young men and women... You know, maybe when young people finish high school at the age of 16 and 17. Like, what is it in America, guys? In Australia, it's called the VCAT or the ATAR score, where you have a certain score, and if you don't hit that number, you don't get into university or college. Do they have something like that in America? There should be like a score that you hit in high school. And if you don't hit that score to get into university and college, then you do forced labor for 2 years to learn what actual fucking work is. You dig trenches, you fill skips, you stack bricks, you move pallets. If you're a woman, you fucking clip nails, you do hair, you do massage, you labor at all the fucking beauty salons. You actually have to, because I think that's also, and this is me speaking as a middle-aged millennial 36-year-old man that does run a brick and mortar business. Gen Zs are soft as fucking cocks. They are the softest cocks in the world. And I know this because I have tried to hire Gen Zs to do simple things like clean the fucking bucket and carry that stack of sheets to the other side of the job so I can hang them. You don't even have to fucking hang them. Just stack the sheets. Gen Zs are lazy, entitled pricks in general in the workforce. I think there's actual data to back that up as well. I think there should be forced labor for cunts. Like, if you do not have a broken leg or a broken arm, go to work. You're forced to for 2 years to actually learn what work is. Like, filling out spreadsheets. I don't know. Don't get me started. Where am I at? Paulo Costa, trans woman without wing. We did that one. Not to mention Fat Root Constantly. We did that one. Chris, I just had clam chowder with extra bread. That we did that one. We did that one. We did that one. We did that one. Ben, 100% he's funny, but his negativity gets a bitch most of the time. There we go. He has a fight book, doesn't he? Who's he? Nacho? Oh, Polo? Yeah, I think Polo does have a fight book now, Nacho. Yeah. Lovely, mate. Clam chowder. Yeah. Guru literally left his deathbed to watch DDP sub. Is he? True. My eye is better than... But that is very funny. Incorrect. Both my eyes work. There you go, Bilal's good eye. High school diploma. Is that what it is? Is that what the level is? He's funny and he has a good input, but he's a very hateful person. I feel like he personally attacks people in the MMA space, but I don't know. I mean, he does do that for content. That is true. But that's sort of his game, right? One eye is better than a pair of yours. Bisping's good eye. Lucas is too good for YouTube. It's beneath him. Lucas is too good for YouTube. Fair enough. Dougie supports slavery. Not slavery, just indentured work. You never know. Lucas might have found a lib girlfriend who doesn't want him to do MMA YouTube anymore. Very possible. I ride with Bilal. Yeah, we're right. We're on Bilal's team here, mate. I got a 1940 on my stat. Get wrecked inbreds. Don't know what that means, mate. I guess that's the version of an ATAR. Yeah. I'm a millennial, and Gen Z are the absolute work. Yeah, Gen Z's work ethic is dog shit. As a Gen Z, I'd never carry a pack of sheets. Like, come on, that's a lot of work, and it sounds boring. Yeah, there you go. That sounds about right. Bilal, your vision will never be good enough to see yourself score a knockdown. Oh, get wrecked, Bilal's good eye. Oh, get wrecked. Bilal's good eye. Your vision will never be good enough to see yourself score a knockdown. Get wrecked. I'm pinning that. Boom. Bilal, how are you going to respond, mate? How are you going to respond, cunt? Fucking get back in there, Bilal. Stand up for yourself, mate. Don't let him bully your son. SATs are the standardized tests we have to take, and it's a big impact on college you can get into, but we don't get a general score for how we did in overall school. Or I guess SATs is the one then. Yeah, because it's not our VTAR or our ATAR isn't a general score for how you did in school. It's the test you do at the end of school, at the end of year 12. Body. ACT stats of the test. Okay, cool. Millennials were lazy too, though, right? I guess so. I guess comparatively, like compared to the boomers, we were lazy. But I feel like the laziness has incremented as the generations have gone on. So there was like a percentage of millennials that were definitely lazy. Like there was probably the Generation X's were seen as like the angsty teens that just wanted to sit around and smoke weed all day. So there's always been like a level of laziness in the youth, but I feel like as online income has grown and social media has grown, the idea of I should be earning more for less has exponentially grown as well, Spectronometus. What do you think about that take, Spectronometus? Do you think that's a fair assessment, or am I just talking out of my ass? Let me know. I guess you could count GPA grad point for average, but that's different each year and semester. Fair enough. Dougie about to fund his own gulag. Yeah, I mean, you guys think when we make it to the compound in Thailand, you're just all going to be invited? No, you'll be building it. If you want to stay at the compound, you'll be building it. So from what I understand, it's Lucas has his own gym company and is trying to build that along with making YouTube. Okay, good on him. I mean, good luck to him. If he's building his own gym, then fucking... If he's running a brick and mortar business, that takes a lot of fucking work. So good luck to him. I blocked my comment out because I knew you'd want one also. Chris, I'm not sure what you mean by that. I got the boys behind me. Yeah, but Bilal, you need to come back after that one. That one was good. I think Lucas is rich. Could be. I mean, he definitely is now, for sure. But eating a Costco glizzy right now... Okay, Chris, thank you. Block that one out. Lucas released a terrible cookbook filled with bro science that he consistently tries to hock to at the end of his videos. Yes, he does. He does. Stand your base, Bilal. Eric, you're back. Good to see you, mate. I think the reason Gen Z is so bad at everything was the prevalence of excessive technology mixed with drugs and alcohol. Yeah, I think it's the rationale for a generation growing up the way that it has cannot be laid at the feet of one particular thing. It's a mix of things. Gen Zs have the worst starting pay, hard to be motivated with slavery wages. You should have the worst starting pay when you come into the workforce with the least amount of skills. Yeah, you should. You should. You're coming in at the bottom. The whole job market is designed that you acquire skills and experience throughout your lifetime over working over it. Of course, the people on this end of the spectrum are going to be earning the most, while the people just getting into it are going to have the worst wages. You should not, like working at Macca's or at a grocery store, should not be your career wage. That should not be enough to support a family and pay the rent on. That should be a starting wage. They are starting jobs. They deserve to be on the lowest wage. They don't know how to do anything. Yeah, that makes total sense. Guru has gotten a bit annoying to me ever since the whole Tom Jones thing really blew off. His theory on the UFC wanting to protect John from him is so dumb. Yeah, I don't think the UFC want to protect John Jones from Tom Aspinall. I think John Jones wants to protect John Jones's legacy, and if he's going to give up his legacy, he wants a lot of money. So, yeah. I just have a giant problem for someone who can't realize how lucky he is and has zero gratefulness to the bone. Most entitled people I've ever seen. Fair enough, boo. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. Wait, I'm born in 2002. Is that a millennial or a Gen Z? I don't know, Chris. I don't know. Google it. Yeah, Google it. Yeah, I don't know. But in Gen Z's defense, millennials have created like the worst culture ever and totally ruined everything like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Millennials have created the worst culture ever and totally ruined everything like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. That is true. That is true. Millennials are very, very leftist. Yeah, it's not good. I think we've got to take that into account as well. I think we've got to take it all into it. I do think we've got to take it all into account. Bilal, remember the less title defenses than me, Muhammad. For now, Bisping. Boomers love calling everyone lazy when they had everything handed down to them. They couldn't even pass their gifts down to a generation and destroy the economy. Then they had everything handed down to them. They couldn't even pass their gifts down a generation and destroy the economy. I don't agree with boomers had everything handed down to them. The boomer generation created the tech industry. The 80s and 90s technological boom that was the internet was the boomers in the office place. Like they created that base, that's them. No, it's not like a gym, it's gym products. Oh, so what do you mean? Like workout where? Like what do you mean? 500% more efficient, but like 20% better the pay. 500% more efficient, but only like 20% better pay since the 1970s. That's because AI and tech is doing all the efficiency work. Why should Gen Zs get 500% pay bonus for AI and factory work being more efficient? Why should they get the bonuses of that pay, spectronometers? None of this matters, boys, because AI is coming for all of us. That is true. I feel like he had a real chance to work for the UFC, but now he's been all that blue and wanting to protect John Jones' theory made it clear to him that he isn't as smart as it may have seemed. I feel like he had a real chance to... Guru did have a chance. What's up, NME? How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Yeah, he did have a chance of working for the UFC, but he chose to go his own route, which you gotta, respect. Like, we've seen what working for the UFC brings, by the way. Like, look at what happened to Bisping, Larry. If we were Gen Z, we would be the same. Of course we would. Yeah, no, that's true. Well, maybe. I don't know. I think work ethic is in a person no matter what generation you are. You talk about Flukas Glazy the way Chael talks about John Jones giving up the light heavyweight belt. Do I? Jesus. Like, millennial writers and DEI are genuinely the worst in destroying the movie. That is true, Ben. I'll agree with you on that one completely, mate. Yep. Mobzar doesn't have a single knockdown in the UFC. Ugh, gross. Gen Z expects 100k starting salary. Yeah, it's retarded. I mean, the worst starting the worst starting pay for this living generation. I mean, the worst. They should have the Spectronominus. I see what you're saying. I agree with you. I don't see why it should be any different. I'm open to hearing why it should. Even though he dropped Arnold Allen, he doesn't have a single knockdown. Even though he dropped Arnold Allen. But that's true. Even Gen Z college grads now don't get wages high enough for a living. I mean, but are they entering jobs that are in correlation to what they've studied in college? Or did they study, liberal arts and gender equality? That's not an actual job. Only Steam majors make enough, or lawyers or... Yeah, but they're actual jobs. Like, it depends, what are you getting your degree in? If you're getting your degree in jobs that are not available... or are not high paying, why would you expect to have a high paying job? If your degree does not correlate to a high paying job, it's just a wasted degree, then you have fucked up in doing that degree. I voted for Trump, fuck you, okay. I'll pretend I'm a boomer because I like Coronation Street and the Beatles and Bottom Popped Up. You might be a boomer. People love blaming boomers for everything, it's pretty retarded. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It is. As a member of the Gen Z, I will say $15 an hour for working at a hectic vape shop just ain't fucking good enough. I mean, you got to remember, right? These jobs, working behind the counter at a vape store, is not meant to be a career. $15 an hour is very, very low pay. But we are at the precipice now where the business owner is going to pick between you standing there behind the counter selling vapes or just installing a fucking... the word is, I'm losing the word right. A vending machine. Like, it's between a vending machine and you. And we're getting pretty close to the point where it'll just be a vending machine. It will just be robots. They'll have all the... My comment was a joke, by the way. I make $8 an hour on a building site. But we will get to a point where all of the stock will just be behind a locked door. And it'll be like those little Japanese robots that bring the sushi out to the patrons at the restaurant. Will just bring you out what you need. Like, you want to keep raising the minimum wage so that Gen Zs can live while standing behind the counter of a desk. They will just automate around you. The worst buying pamphlet example was buying the day. We all need a house to provide for a family. Now you need a master's degree in 2. Well, that's inflation. That's inflation chewing away at your job as well. Inflation is horrible. Guru speaks his mind. He won't be able to work for the UFC unless he totally switch it up. I respect. True. Bisping changed up because he wants those announcement jobs around the world. Yeah, like if you work for the UFC, you gotta suck the dick of the UFC. STEM will be taken over by AI at some point. AI is inevitable. Yep. Pratez Li Jiang was such an elite performance. That left hand is dynamite. I was just watching that while I was having breakfast, woeful. With inflation, money literally doesn't have the same value it used to, so how is that fair to the new generation? That part is not fair. Inflation is horrible. But you got to remember, inflation affects the Gen Zs and the Boomers and the Millennials and the Gen Xs and the Gen Alphas. Inflation affects everybody equally, not just the Gen Zs. I can get why... When the boomers or millennials who already have mortgages and houses and the boomers have already retired and the Gen Zs are already looking up all the way at the financial mountain, of course Gen Zs are at the bottom. I can understand and empathize with why Gen Zs are the most angry at inflation. They have to still climb the entire mountain. But inflation working away at everybody's purchasing power, which is 100% happening, which is why you should be investing in physical gold. Inflation buying away at everybody's purchasing power infects the entire spectrum of the economy equally. The boomers who have worked their entire lives and saved up to have their money for their retirement, the money that they thought they were going to... Just Gen Zs for a second. Put yourself in the boomers' mindset for a second. You've worked for 65 years. You've saved your money. You've given it to the kids as much as you can. You thought that you were going to be able to retire in Bali for the next 10 years or have this particular lifestyle for the next 10 years. That is all gone now because of inflation. Gone. Because of inflation. So it's equal the entire way. So Gen Zs are in a harsh battle upstream, but boomers aren't getting the retirement they thought they were going to get either. But that's sort of the boomers and millennials' fault because you keep voting for governments to keep printing money. How far am I away from chat? Pretty far. All right, let me catch up and read through some strats. Is Mosul really a pedo when Russia's age consent is like 16 and probably lower? In Muslim parts, it seems like more of Russia. I mean, are you going to say that pedophilia is just because whatever the government says, or are you going to say that someone is an adult because they're not a fucking adult? You know what I mean? Sniff! How many of you knew that Dougie's last name is actually Schooner, which is why it's called Dougie's Corner? What's up, Sniff? Good to see you, dude. My last name is not Schooner. I hope you're doing well, Sniff. Sniff, I hope God blesses you over this holy Easter weekend. How are you, Sniff? I hope you're well, man. My come on was a joke, by the way. I make $8 an hour on a building site. That is horrible. Got to give you an example. In 1999, 2001, my dad's job that barely paid above minimum wage, he managed to rent a 2-bedroom townhome and raise a family while my mother was in college and I was a baby. No, I agree, Spectronomist. I get what you're saying. Like, that is part of inflation as well. Yep. Minimum wage now leaves you homeless. I get what you're saying. Got to give you an example. My dad had a job that barely paid above minimum wage. He managed. Yep. No, I get you, Spectronomist. I get you, Spectronomist. I got paid $6.50 an hour for my first job. Yeah, I don't even remember. I think I got paid $50 a day to dig trenches. Yeah. Never seen a hectic vape shop. What's up, Sniff? Yeah. As long as you're blaming someone other than yourself, you should be good. That's the way to do it in life. Yeah, just blame somebody else. Guru has a plan that works for him and he knows it. Underneath it all, he doesn't want to leave his property, so he doesn't need nor want a UFC job. No, he doesn't need a UFC job. And also, Guru couldn't have a UFC job. If Guru had a UFC job, he wouldn't be the Guru. Guru is the Guru because he says what he thinks. That's what makes him the Guru. By the way, he was making like $7 an hour in 1999. Okay. Surely working at a hectic vape shop is more about the lifestyle. Yeah, that would be a lifestyle. You'd think that, but man, it makes these robots. You'd think that, but men make these robots so you know what type of robot is being made first. You know what's going to happen. We're going to fuck them. We don't have enough homosexuals in our city for vape shops to be hectic. All right. I'm a manager at a pizza shop getting paid $15 an hour and barely getting $1 raise soon. Where is this hectic cap shop located? Yeah, where is this hectic shop? Just made darts or cigars and cloak like a man. Man, I'd love to learn how to make my own cigars. That'd be fucking awesome, right? Just buy a farm, start growing some tobacco and start making your own cigars. Smoke weed, never vape, full of shit. True. Movza was in an arranged marriage. She was 17. When he met her, wasn't she 9, enemy? This is what I've seen around the chat. Daddy's Corner! Sniff, can you not expose my whole family's name in chat, cunt? That's good to see. I mean, if we have a problem with people like Movza, it's worth criticizing countries that don't hold them accountable for even encouraging the behavior. I mean, if we have a problem with people like Movza, it's worth criticizing the countries that don't hold them accountable. Even it is, Ben. Absolutely. If you got a problem with what Movza is doing, you should be... across the board. I agree. Funniest moment in the sport was when Moicano got mad at his opponent for getting finished so quick. I remember that. And then his opponent goes, then why'd you finish me so quickly, mate? Blaming boomers, as in they had amazing infrastructure, they voted that way, they did not maintain it, they voted away and destroyed the culture, so it made it possible. But millennials still vote for the left, overwhelmingly. So it's not just, it's the culture. The culture votes left predominantly. Imagine Guru at the UFC desk in a suit wearing a... Yeah, it just wouldn't work, mate. It just wouldn't work. Arranged marriages are based. They are not. A vape shop is a lie. It's actually became me, mate. Just started working at one and I'm properly jealous. A vape shop is a lie, actually, because my mate just started working at one and I'm properly jealous. Nice, man. As soon as you use the age of consent argument, you're right. Yeah, they're either a fucking adult or they're not. And Sniff says, listen to the very first line of a song called Into the Night by Benny Medanos. All right, will do, Snifferton. Will do. What do I want? I want my notepad. I don't want sniff. Don't type sniff into your computer. Go notepad. All right, done. Done. Okay, cool. MMA. Back on to MMA. We've talked about the economy. Oh my God, Garry, stop. Garry, stop, Ian. Garry, stop. How much Ian Garry shit can we handle today, chat?
I'm going to go out there on April 26th against Carlos Pratchett, and I'm going to prove that there's levels to this, that I am better. And there's going to be nobody that's going to expect what I'm going to do to him.
What are you going to do in that fight that you think he hasn't experienced before?
I'm going to absolutely manhandle and outclass him. There's going to be nothing that he's going to be able to do.
What can you prove in this fight? Where does this fight take you?
It's like he doesn't acknowledge what happened to him against MVP. It's like he just completely doesn't want to acknowledge what happened to him against MVP. He refuses to think that MVP was able to school him on the feet. Completely refuses to do it. It's so strange to me. His level of delusion at this point is getting impressive. Really, really impressive. I mean, he wasn't able to submit Shavkat. He wasn't able to submit MVP. And he acts like he's just God's gift. Oh, man. He's impressive. He impresses me. His mindset impresses me. It's definitely harder now for young people, but when I was 19, I worked 60 to 90 hour weeks for 3 years and bought a house in a really shit area. You really want something, you'll make the sacrifice. No, and I agree. Like, it's a mix. It's a mix. Like, again, because of inflation, the mountain has gotten far higher, so it has gotten worse. But again, it's always been bad for, like, the starting jobs. Again, my first job was digging trenches to the point where I had shit on me. Like, I was underneath a bobcat, putting my hand down a pipe, trying to unclog it manually, like chest deep in shit, and filling skips. Like, and I worked every single day, Monday to Saturday, you know? Like, if you don't have money now, but you have a car, why are you not doing DoorDash or Uber Eats? Like, there's ways to make money. But yeah, I think we're at the end of that conversation. I'm a dairy farmer. My body is already fucked at 20. That's on you, TY. I mean, again, we hang plaster sheets all day. Do you work out? Do you stretch? Do you go down to your local pool? Do you go down to your local sauna? Do you jump in the ocean? 2-hour stream set. We'll do a long stream today. Yeah, I'm saying I think countries that have a low age of consent are backwards. That's my point. Oh yeah, they absolutely are backwards. Yeah. Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. I think Ian will win. Really, Snifferton? You going with Ian Garry in this one, man? Please, Prates, flatline this dude. I know, man. Also, guys, let's do a tier list. While we're here and we're doing a long one, do you want to shout out some tier list ideas down there in the chat? And I'll get you guys to vote on the tier list that you want to do. Do you want to crack open the top 50 fighters of all time tier list and try and fix that? Because that is a fucking mess. That is a fucking mess. So chuck it down some... do you want to do the most privileged Dana White fighters tier list? So you could do GOAT list, top 50 fighters of all time GOAT list. You could do most privileged fighters of all time tier list, or any other ideas that you guys have down in there. You could do a dictators tier list if you want, whatever. Chuck them down there in the comments, then I'll make a poll and we can vote on which one you guys want to do. Just do the top 50. Not top 50. Okay, not top 50. Okay. He's trying to mimic how the bull talks about his wife. Yeah, exactly, mate. Props to Ian for playing heel. He is playing heel. That is true. I'm Layla Machado's nutritionist. It's a hard life. Oh, God. Well, JVD, what's up, dude? Early one today? It's Good Friday. It's a day off in Australia. So, yeah. Ian makes Jamal Hill look humble, doesn't he, dude? Bro talks like Ilia, but fights like MVP turned him into a crotch sniffer. Exactly, mate. Top contractions in the Bible. There aren't any, Sniff. It's God's word, mate. Let's be real. Where am I at? My chat just skipped. Where am I at? Here we are. Let's be real. Ian dominated MVP on the ground more than Bilal did to Leon. Ian dominated MVP on the ground more than Bilal did. Yeah, but Leon's got a good ground game. And MVP has none. So I agree, Ben, but yeah, that's not much of a comparison, is it? In the US, there are multiple states that has no minimum... No, there aren't! There cannot be states in the USA that have no minimum age. I don't believe that, enemy. I'm also talking about the American economy, way different to the Australian economy. That's it. That is true. We are a lot more socialist in Australia. Far more socialist. First job at a grocery store, making $8.30 while in college. I mentored kids for pay. There you go. Yeah, you should be having 2 or 3 jobs when you're first out of college or university. Ian's little pea head makes Dustin Sawyer's head look like a watermelon. It does, Chris. There's an age of consent in every state. Yeah, that's I had a hard time believing that. Prates versus Leon after he chins Garry. Yeah, Woeful, perfect. Biggest P-head tier... Biggest P-head? Biggest P-head tier list. Dana White privilege tier list. Dana White privilege, yep. Most unprivileged fighters of all time. Top contradictions in the Bible. There aren't any. Where are we at? Early one today. Dana White privilege. Jared Gordon, Randy Couture. John Jones would have his own tier called Daddy, yep. Top 10, 25 of all time, each male in every weight. Oh, Kyle, that's a big one, dude. That's a big one. I'm tired of double champ talk. Not right now, Johnny, because I think we actually have champs that deserve to go for double champ. I think Alexandre Pantoja deserves to go for double champ. And I think Islam Makhachev, after he fights one more fight against a legitimate contender, either Arman Sarukian or Ilia Topuria, deserves to go for double champ. So I don't mind. No, I'm in all chat, Eric. I don't mind doing a double champs as long as they deserve it. And I think it's very, very few that actually deserve it. UFC fighters as teachers tier. I'm not doing that, Ben. I think, did Bedtime just do that? Bedtime just did that, right? I heard about that in Guru's chat, but I didn't watch it. Gatekeeper tier list. People who's 10 to 8 elite fighters, but they get 10-8'd by the cans. Oh, that's a good one, OTMO. Least favorite? No, Chris. What do you want, an Eric run? Come on, mate. Sniff would be at the top of that list. Of what list? Which list? Paradox. Imagine being 6'10 and not being an NBA. All you claim to hate the government religion, but then want them to raise the age of consent. Can't have it both ways, boys. That's true. That is true. Nacho's right. Imaginarily holy friends tier list. Jesus, 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 and Jesus. Most athletic. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Garry did not dominate MVP worse on the ground than Bilal did to Leon. Leon had moments of sudden success when he was losing, but he was losing worse. I think that's what it is. Like, people remember the big moments that Leon had, right, Larry? California, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma all don't have a minimum age of consent. Fucking Google it. Oh, for marriage. A minimum age for marriage. That can't be true. I don't believe that. Most states. Let me ask Gronk. Holy shit. Your statement is correct. California, Mississippi, New Mexico, and Oklahoma are among the U.S. states that, as of the latest available data, do not have a statutory minimum age for marriage under certain conditions. Meaning very young minors could... Ugh. Ew. Ew. Brother, ew. Brother, ew. This lack of minimum age in the state stems from laws that prioritize parental consent and the hard age. However, in practice, marriages involving very young minors are rare and often face scrutiny. No fucking shit, Gronk. Some states have moved to the... Ew. Parental consent? Yeah, but if you've got two parents that are cousins, that, you know... If you've got two parents that are cousins, that sort of always go for that sort of thing... Ew, brother. What is that, brother? Ew. Okay, where are we at? Yogg's poll request. Yogg's poll request. No, dude. I guess the comment was just too far, probably. Bedtime doesn't have a video like that. He doesn't? Okay, alright. Volkanovski can calf kick. Dealer, shut up, Paradox. There are only a few who actually deserve the double champ status, but every new champ wants to achieve it. I agree, Johnny. It needs to be very, very rare. It needs to be very, very rare, and you have to absolutely earn it. And there's only 2 fighters right now that have earned it. Every single kick Volkanovski has ever done, Till is no. Ian Garry, enemy, you're just making that up. He's not making that up. Ian Garry just looked absolutely terrible against MVP on the feet and had to crutch sniff for dear life for a decision and still arguably lost. I agree, Shotgun. It was Che who did the teachers one. Oh, okay. The most cringe moments from Michael Chandler tier list. That's a good one, Sniff. What's up, Tracy? How are you, dude? What's up, 305? What's up? Garry got so desperate that he took himself down against MVP and body triangled himself on bottom. True, man. It needs a parent's consent, yeah, but again, there's countries around the world who are totally fine to sign that form. You know, Muhammad's favorite wife, 9 years old. Ian Garry was looking like Chase Super when he fought Jamel. I know it was embarrassing for Chase Super, wasn't it? Andy and Garry. Like when Chandler went to kiss Hap on the lips and Hap turned away and was like, hell no. Larry, Bedtime did it and deleted it. Classic Bedtime move. Troll the chat. Remember when DDP pulled mount? I do. I'm buying JDM shirt if he flatlines Bilal. Same, mate. When JDM flatlines Bilal, yes, mate. By the way, guys, I looked into making merch. I need to get my PayPal fixed. I've emailed my required documents to PayPal to see if I can get myself unlocked from PayPal. So we will see. Ngannou's heavy breathing tier list? No. No. The conditions of parental consent. Doug should marry a random chat member when he gets to 5k subs. Absolutely not. What's up, Muay Thai? How are you, dude? Mississippi still got stop it. Best Charles Jourdain moments? No, Paradox. What laws do you expect from a country that had a nuke down 24/7 at school? Yeah, true. Oz has this problem in certain religious communities, as getting parental consent is easy. I'm not surprised, dude. I'm not surprised. How elite are Paddington's calf kicks? They're very elite because he's very heavy and long. So Paddy Pimblett's calf kicks actually are changing the game. Kissing cousins, keep it in the family. Based? Absolutely not based. Two smelly fingers. Most deformed vegans tier list. Ian Garry. True, the prison system is Mississippi is borderline slavery. Oh, right. The indentured servitude in the prison system. I'm with you. Heavy and long. That's right, too smelly. You know what's up. Khabib's wife is his cousin. Khabib's wife is his first cousin. That's absolutely right. Doug's hottest cousin tier list. No, you're forgiven. Sorry, enemy. UFC fighters as parents tier list. How does that even work, Ben? How did we even do that one? Thanks for the early stream. Thanks for being here, 305. I appreciate you. Most racist moments in MMA tier list. That's a good one. Most racist moments in MMA. That's a funny one. Mate, in Sydney, a cop in a department that... Mate, I was a Sydney cop in the department. It messed up. Girls as young as 9 getting married. Oh, yeah, I mean, this is the problem again. So, thank you, Sniff, for the $5. Dude, these kids egged my house on Easter. I was going to get them back, but I'm not. Thank you for the $5, Sniff. Good try, brother. Good try, mate. That's a good one. That's a good one. At least Sniff knows how to come up with them, mate. Thank you for the $5, dude. Easter eggs. Very clever, dude. Very, very clever. Yeah, Daniel, I understand, dude. And again, this is why it should be stomped out harshly. Rob decisions tier list, from obviously Rob to people just straight coping. That's a good one. That's a really good one. James Vick being knocked out tier list. Digger, thank you for the $5, dude. John Jones's female victims tier list. That's his wife, strippers in Las Vegas, that poor woman that came to do a regular blood test. The problem with the John Jones one is you can actually do a tier list about that one. Tony Ferguson's lost tier list. Oh, okay. Well, now we're getting somewhere. Hang on a second. That's a good one. Give me one more. Give me one more. Saddest lot. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, DC crying. Oh, DC crying when he lost the belt. Oh. Oh, DC crying, man. Oh, man, that one hurts. Oof, jeez, this is bad. You guys are bad. You guys are bad boys. You are bad boys. Thank you, Dig, for the $5, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Sniff, for the $5. May God bless you over this holy weekend, Snifferton. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you very much. Oh, man, that's funny. Paddy mogs Ilia and humbles him. I think he does, Nacho. I think he does, dude. UFC gay tier list, replace S tier with sexual chocolate. Nacho on fire for the great ideas. So that's why he's the best mod in the game. Top 20 Jesse, top 25 Jesse on 5 thumbnails. Nuclear news. It's just MMA on point. You should do an MMA heavyweight tier list. What? How, Johnny? How could we possibly do that? It would just be Stipe. Actually, we could do that one. No, there are a few. I like the 5k sub Mary idea. Doug and Yog would make a lovely couple, and they'd be super compatible. Same kinks. Nope, don't like feet. Don't like that at all. Tier list on all the ways Paddy beats Ilia. I think Paddy does beat Ilia. UFC fighters as US presidents. I don't know my presidents that well, unfortunately. Larry, I'm worried that Doug will rig the jaw to ensure it's Yog he gets to. I'm not marrying Yog. Damn those people who throw eggs these days. Damn them. Damn them. Damn them. So smart. How many people have voted? We've got 22 votes. How many people are watching? Or is Paradox doing his thing? Because we do have to watch out with polls because Paradox is here. How many people are watching? 25. Huh. Not bad numbers. Thanks for being here, boys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Alright. Not bad numbers at all. Alright, looks like we're going to do Tony Ferguson's worst losses ranked tier list. I will start the tier list when I get to MMA fighters tier list. Alright, let me go. BJ Penn losing streak to... No, that would be horrible. That's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking. Poor Tony. Poor Tony. I think Eric is saying right now with the egg talk. Yep. Poor Tony. UFC fighters as what clique they would be in high school. That's a good one, Benny. That's actually a good video. UFC fighters is what clique they would be in high school. That's a good one. I might actually make that into a video, Ben. That's a really good one. Let me add that to my notes. That's a good one, Ben. Really good one, Ben. Ballsiest champ tier list. That's another good one as well. Ballsiest champ tier list. I gotta save that one. That's alright. That was another one that we might do. Let me save that one as well. Under tier list ideas. That's really good. Just farming you guys for content right now. Saddest loss was Danny Barlow getting his 0 stolen from him. True. Saddest loss and Tony Ferguson losses at the same tier. True, OTMO. Ilia would catch Paddy up against the cage. I don't think he would, dude. Paddy's got good circling movement. Top 5 worst matchups for every single champ. That's another good one, Toad. Thank you very much. I like that one, brother. These are just great general topic ideas that I can turn into videos. So you guys are doing real good work here. UFC fighters on what the sport would play in college if not the UFC. That's another good one, Benny Boy. Tony is so autistic that it's caught up to him, and that is my excuse for his losses. That's what we have to go with, Dig. As people who love Tony Ferguson, that is what we have to go with. Tier list of the worst fights. We could do that one too, Johnny. Yep. Top worst Dougie's prediction tier. I don't have any bad predictions, mate. I don't have any bad predictions. John Jones throws eggs. He does sniff. Don't do anything this time. No, we're good. He's also very negative. Dana and Hunter call him a... Alright. Alan Perez OnlyFans videos tier list. No. That's a bedtime as video. It is, man. That is. I'll let Bedtime do his thing. Corey Sandhagen would be one of the cool nerds who's low-key who is low-key but that everyone like. Yeah, Corey Sandhagen will be one of the nerds, but people actually get along with them. Top 5 worst matchups for every champ. Yep. Nuclear news tier list. It's just MMA on point. Using us for content. I'll wait for my paycheck, buddy. I want them to do Paddy versus Ilia as his first lightweight fight so bad because it would be the funniest shit ever if he vacated the belt, moved up only immediately to lose to Paddy Pimblett. I agree with what you are saying, Larry. He would lose to Paddy Pimblett. I don't see how that would be funny as fuck. It would be sad as hell. I respect Ilia for putting it all on the table. I really do. Yeah, so for just... that would be fucking brutal, mate. That would be fucking brutal, dude. Tony was never my friend. We love Tony. Come on, mate. Oh, I got to move the dono window over here. Where am I? He's very negative. Yep. Tony was our friend. Right. UFC fighters on how good they would do in movies. Oh, Ben. That's a great idea. Nacho's flying way too close to isn't he, right? Picking Jamal over Yuri and Poatan is going to be an S. We don't need to do a tier list of my worst predictions. We don't need to do that, okay? I was only 45% of all the vote. Of course you were, Paradox. That is what you do. You rig. We know what you do, Paradox. You're worse than the Democrats during election week. Can't knock out a Scouser out, and Ilia could beat him on the ground because their skill levels are too close, and he's much smaller. So basically, it'd be hopeless against Paddy. Yeah, I don't like him against Paddy Pimblett. I don't like it at all. Alright, and delete all of that. Delete all of that. Delete all of that. Go to studio mode. Go to Canva. Do it like that. 1 second, chat. One second, sorry. Okay, there we go. There we go, that's ready to go like that. Oi. Oh no, we're missing out on S tier. I'm retarded. Sorry. Let me read some chats, then I'll catch up. I gotta read some chats, I'm falling behind. It would definitely be hilarious for Ilia to lose to Pat. It would be the biggest screw up of his career if that happened. Can't wait to copyright claim your videos for my ideas. We came up with this channel, Dougie. You, me, and Eric. Tier list of fighters most likely to go full Chris Barnett, BJ Penn, Tony, John Jones, Connor. Yeah, that is another good one. Shotgun. Yep. Chicken burger. Tony's worst loss was the Wireback stat. True. Seriously, let's do your bad prediction. Do you want to do my bad? All right, let's rerun this. Okay, let's rerun this. Okay. Tier list. My worst calls. Tony's losses. And what was another good one that you guys came up with? Ballsiest champs. Let's go with that one. Ballsiest champs. All right, there you go. And get rid of that. Unpin message. Bad predictions tier list. No, yeah. How about a tier list for the tier list? Paddy has no chance against Ilia. You've all just fallen for the hype. I don't think so, Toad. I know what you're saying, dude, but I don't think so. Paddy would dwarf Ilia. Remember 3 years ago when everyone said Ilia would destroy Paddy? How the tables have turned. Tables. Tier list idea. Tier list to decide what tier list we do. That's a good one, OTMO. Let's tier list the idea of the tier lists. He knows we'll be here for... I don't mind doing my worst predictions. I don't mind doing that. I too think Paddy beats Ilia. Yeah, everyone believes it, mate. Everyone believes Paddy beats Ilia. Paddy landing that same knee on a 5'7" Ilia would have him out like a light. That'd sleep in that knee. Yep. Perfect height for manlets like Ilia. Yeah, Ilia's just too small, dude. He's just too small. Can you give us a cheeky CTE Volk impression of him trying to feed Dan Hooker a glizzy? Yeah, okay. Come here, Dan. Dan, come here, mate. I know you want to eat this. I know you want to eat this hot dog. Darling, Volk, Dan Hooker's not here. He is here. I've done a cooking with Volk with my friend Dan Hooker. I'm gonna give him a glizzy. Come here, Dan. Come here, darling. But he's not here. Dan Hooker's not here. I keep telling you. How exactly would Ilia beat Toad? Yeah, how would Ilia beat Toad? How would Ilia beat Toad? Paddy landing that same knee. Can you give us a cheeky Siko? Paddy very often gets caught up against the fence, and that's Ilia's entire game plan. That is Ilia's entire game plan, but Paddy also does circle around the outside a lot. I want Paddy to win versus Ilia being English, but I think Ilia smokes him. Okay, alright. I think Paddy subs Ilia. I think Paddy hurts him badly. UFC fighters as fantasy D&D classes. That's a good one, Benny. Darren Till is a Scouser. Pretty sure we've seen him knocked the fuck out. Marab is the least ballsy. I think, no, John Jones is the least ballsy. What's up, Jesse? It's good to see you, man. Is murder supposed to be murder? Yeah, that's the one. Murder. You know what I'm saying. I want Paddy Ilia so bad. Now, Paddy should run that narrative. He can't lose because Ilia can't take that fight for that reason. It is a win for Paddy. It is, mate. AKA all of your... Not all of my predictions, dickhead. I said Volk would win. I said Mogomed would win. The whole Scousers can't get knocked out thing is true. It'd be 50-42 where Paddy takes a lifetime's worth of brain damage. Yeah. Ilia just beats the shit out of Paddy so badly. He turns into CTE Volk. I'm glad there's enough room for all of us to fit on your tiny little corner. You're welcome, Sniff. I try and make room for all of us, brother. Is there actually something physically about Scousers that don't allow them to get knocked out, or is it just it's just a joke, Benny boy? I can't believe 5'4" Rogan towered over Ilia. Yeah, Ilia's tiny, and Paddy Pimblett is fucking huge. It's true, even Rogan was taller than Ilia standing next to him. At his podcast picture, Rogan is like 5'3", confirmed. Yeah, Ilia's fucking tiny, man. Paddy's best win is a 38-year-old Chandler. Ilia is Max and Volk, who was current champ. Size matters. Size matters. And Paddy Pimblett is just way bigger. Ilia is infinitely better at cutting the cage than anyone Paddy has ever fought. That's a good point, Toad. Toad's right there. Ilia is very good at cutting off the cage. Ilia Topuria versus Deonta Davis is the new Conor versus Floyd. Yeah, true, Sniff. True. All right, where did we get to, boys? Where did we get to? We're still going to do Tony's losses. All right, we're still going to do Tony's losses. I'm going to go and get a bottle of water. I'm going to get some water, and then I'll be right back, and we will jump into this tier list. That is what we are going to do. So, until then, what I'm going to do is this. Until then, what we're going to do is this. We're going to go to here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to come back. I'm going to get a bottle of water, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to do the tier list. And like this. Alright, we're back. We're back. Let's chill. People in the chat are saying that I'm... Okay. Alright, what's been happening in chat? Who would want to do Tony's losses over Dougie's predictions? That's insane. Poor Tay. No, I mean, I get it. You guys are they are very racist, aren't they? Okay. Knee surgery. Alright. Play the intro. We're playing the intro. How many people did we lose? We lost one person. That's insane. Oh, thank God. God, I get so dehydrated. Alright. What are we doing? We're doing Tony Ferguson's worst losses ever tier list. That is what we're going to be doing for the third hour of the stream. We've done 2 hours. Now we're getting into the third hour of the stream. Did you see Ilia's disrespect to Mighty Mouse on JRE? I did, Digger. I did, mate. Bloody crazy, brother. No one who calls himself a mouse should be the best. Brutal, mate. All right, let's do Tony Ferguson's worst losses. Who is back and why are you coming on him? Because, you know, I'm back and I'm coming on him. Tony's worst losses. Boom. Beautiful, mate. Game on, boys. Let's go. Paddy had Chandler looking like Doom Guy at 10% health at the end of the fight. Nobody has done that to Chandler. Dude, Michael Chandler had this look on his eyes like, oh my god, I'm going to die in here. It was, oh, I got to transition across. There we go. That's better, mate. There we go. Tony's worst losses. There we go. Wasn't disrespect. He just wasn't a hardcore UFC fan at the time. Too busy training. No, I know, dude. They're just playing around, brother. They're just having a laugh, you know. 100% Nacho. Tony's losses, especially the bad ones, are just sad. They are. It is just a sad state of affairs. Can we still do Dougie's bad predictions? That tier list is not going. We'll do it one day. No, of course, dude. I'll try. Next time I say, give me some ideas from a tier list, I'll bring it up. Don't even worry about that. Okay. Tony's worst lot. So Tony, oh no, let's just do a chord. A wire on the ground. Let's just do that. Let's go for that. Yeah, there we go. A lead on the ground. Just a lead lying on the ground. No, just a lead lying on the ground. Not lead. A lead. Just a power lead on the ground. Just a power lead on the ground. Thank you. Licensable. Fucking hell. How hard was that? I mean, probably... You know, not even probably. Mostly my fault, because I don't know the difference between the spelling of lead and lead. So, I mean, I get it. That's on me. You know, that is my fault. So I'm not going to be angry at you for that, internet. That's my fault. I should know the difference between the spelling of lead and lead. But, you know, it's not easy. So Tony's worst loss is easily a power lead on the ground. Or as some people like to say, a power lead on the ground. But that is definitely Tony's worst loss. That took away the greatest moment. You know, in UFC history, Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. That absolutely goes up there. Tony's losses his own mental health. It has to be S tier. Also losing his marriage and kids into a divorce. I don't think he's lost his... has he lost his kid? I thought his wife was still holding strong. Because he had great moments against Gaethje and Chandler, but also ended up with him being brutalized. True, Paradox. It's fucking horrible, isn't it? Gaethje just gets the automatic S tier as where everything else just fits. Everything else just sort of fits in around the Gaethje. Yeah, the Gaethje one is horrible. You said it was your worst prediction tier list before you left. Come back with CTE. Now it's a different tier. Eric, we did a fucking vote on it, bro. It's right here. Tony, tier list. Tony lost 44%. My worst calls and predictions, 25%. Don't try and gaslight me, okay? I might be retarded, but I'm not an idiot. Chandler straight up kicked Paddy in the dick intentionally and didn't even try to pretend like he didn't. Almost got to respect how brazen it is. Oh, the lying ability of Michael Chandler to just cheat throughout his entire career and just lie about it blatantly to the fans is goated. What is a bigger dick move, chat? Let's ask this in the poll. What's a bigger Chad move, okay? Chandler just cheating all the time. Can't say all the time. Chandler just cheating all the time. Chandler just cheating all the time. Or Lucas hitting 1K and leaving because it's too easy. Because YouTube was just too easy. Because he clocked YouTube and just left. What's the biggest Chad move? Just cheating? Or just walking out because you don't care? Tony is the type of guy to pass guard while having sex. Probably, mate. Gaethje felt like a crime that needed to be reported. Oh, yeah, dude, the Gaethje one was brutal, man. Fucking brutal, man. Don't you remember she left him and he kidnapped them? Yeah, but I thought they got back together after that, Nacho. Tony losing his hairline to the Reaper. Yeah, he is, mate. He is. The poll is rigged. It wasn't rigged. Don't yell at me. You're an egg. Tony's greatest loss is his sanity. That's true. T-Ferg didn't drop Gaethje, though. T-Ferg did drop Gaethje. That is true. That is true. Really, the only guys Tony hasn't won part of the fight against were Charles Paddy and Chiesa. Michael Chiesa. Listen, buddy. Listen, Anthony, Dougie's catching up to your streams, mate. Not the Lucas one because he probably smells his own farts. Probably. All right, Tony. All right, Tony Ferguson slowly losing his sanity. Also another good one. Tony's best win is beating Dougie's bad calls for a tier list in the poll. Truly, his greatest moment ever. True. Tony Ferguson losing his sanity. Yes. What the fuck? There we go. Yes, this is... Tony Ferguson slowly losing his sanity. This is probably the worst loss than tripping over the cable. Because, tripping over the cable, he got rebooked, because of the big lie. So I would say him, because you don't come back from losing your sanity. So Tony Ferguson probably losing his sanity is not good. Tony versus Eddie Bravo's mental conspiracies. Dude, Eddie Bravo fully believes the earth is flat. You know that you've gone too far down the conspiracy rabbit hole when you fully believe that the earth is flat. Hearing the shots and watching Tony try and shake his head clear was worse than watching him getting dropped, in my opinion. Yeah, because you could tell that they were hurting him really, really badly. Yeah, that was a horrible, horrible fight to watch as a Tony Ferguson fan. But still, so what's worse to you guys? Like Tony Ferguson losing to Justin Gaethje or the head kick that he took from Michael Chandler? I guess the Michael Chandler one, it was just a quick bit of CTE and it was over, right? But getting his ass whooped slowly over time, that one hurts him a lot more. Getting subbed by Bobby Green is embarrassing. Oh my god, yeah, that is fucking embarrassing as well. Eesh, this one has to go low on the A tier because this was the beginning of the end. Getting himself knocked out. This was the beginning of again, he came back from the blowing his MCL out in over 6 months. He never came back from this. He never came back from this. The head shake cleared out the brain damage. It was kind of smart. He just shaking out the CTE. Like, I'm okay. I gotta keep going. Was it against Bobby and Tony was shaking his legs trying not to... Was it against Bobby when Tony was shaking his legs trying to not get... Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one. Arse, to be honest. What are you talking about, Eric? Which one's arse? Do they have Biscoff spread down under? I don't know. I've not seen it in my local grocery store. Tony was never my friend. We loved Tony. We loved him. Chandler was one and done. Gaethje changed Tony's life. So the Chandler one is actually not as bad as the Gaethje one, right? The Chandler one isn't as bad as all because it's just like you got. And to even say that, Tony was winning the first round. Like Tony was having success. That's how truly bad Michael Chandler is. The fact that Tony Ferguson, even at that stage of his career, was having success. Justin Gaethje was way worse because one KO can happen to everyone, but getting dominated is harmful as a man. Yeah, that's probably what started the mental spiral for poor old Tony Ferguson, mate. Poor old Tony Ferguson. This one isn't even going to go that high. This one's probably going to go down here, right? Is the B tip. We're just progressively getting not as bad, right? Tony dousing his wife with holy water might be the biggest Chad. Yeah, that's not a loss. That is a Chad move. Just like apparently Chandler cheating by 73%. Michael Chandler made Tony Ferguson's face look like it was experiencing G-forces, similar to a fighter jet pilot. All I can think about is Tito Ortiz being in that fighter plane simulation where his face just goes. Tony is the type of guy to cut in line of you at the restaurant while wearing an oversized coat and smiling like an Indian man. Okay, that just seems like you're about to get shat on, Eric. That's too far. Losing to Khabib in the presser when Khabib isn't fluent in English. Oh, yeah. Like Tony's tiramisu rambling against Khabib couldn't even get him through that. We do have Biscoff. Okay, there you go. We do have Biscoff spread, whatever the fuck that is. There you go. We do have Biscoff spread. We have that. Oh my god, Tony Ferguson got submitted by fucking Michael Chandler. By Bobby Green. Oh. He looked like a pissed up old man at the end of the fight. Dude, Tony Ferguson looked exactly like my victims look at the end of Red Dead 4 when I've been just cruising around Valentine, beating the shit out of them. Ew, they look exactly the same. That's how Tony Ferguson looked at the end of the Gaethje fight. Also, quickly, bit of side note. Interrupting the tier list for a second. Just a bit of a side note. Red Dead Redemption 2 update. What's the main character's name? What's the guy's name that you got? Your dad? What's your dad's name in Red Dead? Your adopted father's name? What's his name again? He runs the camp. He's the head of the gang. What's his name? I'm Arthur Morgan. What's the guy's name? No, I'm Arthur. Who's Arthur's dad? The one that's his adopted dad. The one that runs the Dutch. We just had to pull up camp and escape from Valentine and find a new camp. I think I'm going to have to turn Dutch in, boys. I'm going to have to turn him... Listen, Dutch, he's always saying that we're going to make it. We're building a better life. We're going to have a better future. Dutch has gone on about it for years. I don't think we are, mate. I think we're just in a repetitive cycle of committing crime and then running to the next place. I think I'm going to have to turn Dutch in. I'm going to have to kill Dutch, boys. I think I'm going to have to kill Dutch. I don't feel good about it, but I can't keep doing this. Every time we try and make a new little life for ourselves, I had a good thing going in Valentine. I had a good routine. I'd go do some bounty hunting, and then I'd go to the hotel, I'd get in a bath, I'd have a bath, and then I'd go to the saloon, get in a punch on, and drink myself silly. I was having a great life in Valentine, and then Dutch has to go and fucking ruin it all again. I don't know if I can trust Dutch into the future anymore, boys. Tony is the type of guy to cut in line for you losing to Khabib. We do have Biscoff's Red. Can we do a poll on would you prefer taking damage while Chandler... Can we do a poll on what would you prefer? To take damage with Chandler KO or get Gaethje repeated blows? Yeah, we can do a poll on that. Yep. There you go, we can do a poll on that. We got Biscoff Sporms at Hungry Jack's. Well, okay, I didn't know we had that at Hungry Jack's. There you go. Tony Ferguson's performance against RDA in Mexico City altitude was insane. Yeah, that's glory days. That guy is dead to us, unfortunately. Super shotgun. The Robert Green one was truly sad. Being choked out for the first time in the final segment. Yeah, that one is horrible. That one is fucking... It's just sad, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing with it, right? It's not that... It's just like Bobby Green fucking submitted you. It's just sad. It is just sad, right? Damn, got to go to work. Catch you later, boy. See you, Larry. Thank you for joining us today. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. That Tito Ortiz video is so funny. I bet he thought he was watching me do the Tito video. Is fucking gold. Good call. Take that one. Have a good one, Lazar. See you, Lazar. Charles one was funny because his arm was literally breaking and he just tried to tough it out. Yeah, the Charles one, dude. His arm should have ripped off, man. But that was actually a good one for him. That was a good loss for him. I definitely recommend Biscoff Spread if you see it. Nutella still go to Spread. I'll see if I have it in my. There's a grocery store near me that has an international aisle, so next time I'm around there, I'll check it out. Damn, Dougie is playing Red Dead 2. Sorry, Red Dead 2. Dutch. That's put some apple or banana slices on it with honey. It goes hard as fuck. All right, I'll check that out. Dutch. That's it. Tony is the type of guy to take a performance decreasing drugs because he wants more of a challenge. I drink during fights to slow me down. Believe in the plan, Dougie. Have faith in old Dutch. I don't have faith in old Dutch anymore, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if we can keep doing this with Dutch. I don't have faith in Dutch anymore. Dutch claims to have a plan for Tahiti, but his plan is doing exactly what he's doing. Yeah, Dutch's plan seems to be just like find a new town and commit crime. I don't trust it anymore, Dutch. Dougie's like, you have to trust Dutch. He's taking us to Tahiti. Just one more job. No, I don't trust Dutch, man. I don't trust Dutch. And these guys came down to me while I was fishing. Me and the boy, we were out fishing. And they're like, just hand over Dutch and you can be free. And at first I was like, fuck these cunts. You know, Dutch is like my dad. But then we had to run away from Valentine. And I was like, you know what? I'm sick of Dutch. I liked Valentine. If you were raised by Dutch, you would be normal, so just embrace it. Tony losing to David Goggins. Oh my god, the David Goggins in his corner. Dougie's been talking to Micah at the male whorehouse. No. Tony getting with Goggins with a lot. Yeah, that's going in there. Yeah. Oh my god. What, Michael Chandler face kick? Yeah, there you go. That's the one. The Michael Chandler face kick. That's the one. All right, here we go. Back to the. Sorry to distract us with Red Dead 2 update. Oh, the Bobby Green loss. Oh no. After all that, well, it seems like we got the right one. The Bobby Green loss is horrible, right? Whoa, Tony, Two Studs, you're back, brother. Good to see you, man. How you been, dude? Tony Two Studs, old school member of the channel. New chat members doesn't remember old Tony F1 MMA. Old school member of the channel. Genius of the channel. Particle scientist. How are you, Tony? Good to see you, man. Where are we? Where am I? Plus, they say getting KO doesn't even hurt. You just go unconscious and then wake up. Yeah, it's like dying. You just go unconscious and then you wake back up. Tony lost to Paddy was pretty bad as well. That one is pretty bad as well. Yeah, that one is pretty bad as well. Dutch ovens are Kenny and Guru's favorite thing. What about Lee? GTA 4 is better than GTA 5. It is. Be an old Serbian gangster in New York City and get shit done. You're right, dude. Bobby is B tier. That is a B tier loss, yeah. Embarrassing, but B tier. Embarrassing, but truly a B tier loss. Yes. Crustus Council tiers. Yes. I think Bobby is he shouldn't be. The thing with Bobby is he shouldn't be subbing you. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, you should be losing to Bobby on the feet if you're going to lose to Bobby. You shouldn't be getting subbed. Tony versus Oliveira. I think this is actually quite a good loss for Tony Ferguson because he showed that he still had grit in his Oliveira loss. I think this is quite a good loss. Oliveira is one of the fucking goats of MMA. And Tony did good not getting his arms snapped in half. So I think this is actually quite a respectable loss. I'm going to put this down here. This is a very respectable loss from Tony Ferguson. Yeah. Tony is the kind of guy to trust Dutch's plan wholeheartedly. Dude, you can't trust Dutch. I'm telling you, mate. After we got ran out of Valentine, I'm like, this is it. I ain't trusting Dutch anymore. Next time Dutch says we have to move camp, I'm saying no. You know what? You can have him. Tony is Micah maxing. I did not hit her. I did not. Getting subbed by Bobby is like being knocked out by Ryan. Exactly, Dig. You cannot be subbed by Bobby Green. Dougie, can you make that fat popper clap? No, Kenny. Oliveira loss wasn't sad. No, it was a good loss. F tier. Bobby should absolutely be. That's such a bad look. Yeah, no, that's no. No, that's a good look. It's a good look. Sorry, the Bobby one. Yeah, the Bobby one is a high B tier. I guess the Chandler one isn't too bad, right? In perspective of this entire list, the Chandler one is like, you were winning against Chandler, you just got kicked in the face. Which is, it's understandable, right? It's understandable. Show Dutch the 45. Yeah, we got to hand Dutch in. Dutch sounds so much like my adoptive father. Yeah, there's a plan. There's a plan. It's just the police keep coming around and ruin it. Tony did better than Gaethje, Poirier, Chandler, and Benil. Yeah, Tony did good. Christian Grey says Dougie, and I say Christian Grey. Dougie got the clap from a French escort in Saint Denis. Exactly. Should I make weed brownies or weed cookies for 420/Easter? Brownies. Weed brownies. Go with the weed brownies. Yeah, go with them. Tony Ferguson versus the pandemic. The pandemic. Tony Ferguson versus the pandemic. One of his biggest losses. This goes up higher because this is the reason that he took the Gaethje fight. This goes up higher on the list than the Gaethje fight. Because if it wasn't for the pandemic, Tony Ferguson never would have taken the Gaethje fight. Tony Ferguson leaving the UFC. Tony Ferguson leaving the UFC to go and join the GFL. Jesus. Tony Ferguson leaving the UFC to go and join a company that doesn't exist. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, Tony. Oh, Tony Ferguson leaving the UFC to join a company that doesn't exist. Oh, Jesus. Oh, poor Tony. He's had such a fucked run of it. I actually feel bad for him. Oh, God, when you really start to put them all together like this. Oh, fuck. I actually don't want to keep doing this, actually. I think I'm done with this tier list, to be honest. This is actually fucked. Tony Ferguson's gone mentally insane. He tripped over a cord. The big lie happened that took away his career, so he had to end up fighting Justin Gaethje. Then he goes and leaves the UFC for a company that doesn't exist, all while having his ass absolutely handed to him by Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, and Bobby Green and Paddy Pimblett. I guess we'll chuck the Paddy Pimblett one on here just for just for doing the job right. But yeah, this is actually I really liked Tony Ferguson. He was one of my favorite fighters. This is actually really, really bad. So I think we'll put Paddy Pimblett on just for the sake of capping this off. This has actually been quite a sad experience, to be honest. When you really go and look at it, this has not been enjoyable at all. So I think, yeah, we'll chuck Paddy Pimblett on. Losing to Chiesa, yeah, I mean, we'll chuck on the last of the losses, but fucking hell, this one's higher up. This is so much sadder, and yeah, this is just sad, dude. Tony leaving GFL was it's not, no, paradox. Tony didn't leave the GFL. The GFL left Tony. I was named after Tony Ferguson's losing streak. This is bad. Losing to Chiesa is more embarrassing. This is so much sadder than I thought it would be. I bet he still thinks it's still happening and he's fighting for the shadows in the arena. Yeah, Tony Ferguson will still rock up to the arena. Tony Ferguson will still be like, I signed a date. I signed a date to be there on that day. I'm still going to put in the training camp. I'm still going to cut weight. I'm still going to rock up, I signed a date. When Tony Ferguson signs a date, Tony Ferguson's going to be there. Let's finish off the tier list just for the sake of doing the thing properly. Let's put Tony versus Michael Chiesa. Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. I mean, in hindsight, not too bad. Not too bad of a loss. And then Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush. Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush. That one goes in there as well, which is just fucking sad to see as well. All right, there we go. So let me get those two in. Fucking hell, Tony. It has been bad, brother. It has been bad, mate. I'm expecting a child in December. Well, shout out to you, dude. That's good to see, man. Well done, dude. Well done, dude. Congrats. Congrats. What's up, Crossover? How are you, brother? Good to see you, man. I hope you've been doing well. Congrats with all of the success on the channel. Boys, very professional content. Thank you, Paul, for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. Boys, go and support Crossover. Just went over 1,000 subs. Good work. Professional, legit, funny guy. So shout out to you, Crossover. It's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well, brother. Right, we'll put Chiesa. Yeah, Crossover MMA. He knows gloves. He knows ball. Crossover's good people. Crossover's good people. So shout out to Crossover. All right, so there we go. That is the Tony Ferguson tier list. Thank you, Paul, for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you guys for all the donos today. I really, really appreciate it. That is the Tony Ferguson tier list. Nearly brought me to tears. nearly brought me to tears. Nearly brought me to tears. Where am I? Let me make sure I catch up on everything. Michael Chiesa beat Tony Ferguson like Tony wasn't even there. I know, it was like almost a fluke win for him. Not a fluke, like default. Like he was just playing on easy mode. Oh my god, Nate Diaz as well. Oh my god, Nate Diaz as well. The Michael Johnson. Oh, there's so many. Long time no see of a crossover. Yeah, I mean, we're on different time zones around the world, so yeah. The Dariush one was because Tony talked so much shit. Nice guy Dariush got him whooped. True. I need to pick me up after that tier list. Yep. Beneil Dariush loss. Yep. D tier. Yeah, it's in D tier. Yep. Yep. I can't believe there's a Nate Diaz loss as well. Oh my god. Yeah, Nate Diaz as well. I forgot about that. And that's the one where Tony coped so hard. No, the Nate Diaz one wasn't so bad. But it was the cope afterwards. Like, the cope afterwards was like, yeah, let him win. I did a job for the UFC, did a favor for the UFC, gave him a pat on the ass and sent him on his way. Like, Tony coped all the way through that loss at the next press conference. Although, to be fair, every single Tony Ferguson press conference is just cope on cope on cope on cope. Like, every single one is just him talking about how this time he's got his original team back together, and last time he just did a favor for the UFC, and this time it'll be different. Oh, man. This is horrible. Nate Diaz's loss isn't so bad. It's not so bad. That's over here. It's not so bad. Blades and shades. Ugh. Alright, that's Tony Ferguson's career sort of summed up in a tier list, isn't it? That's horrible to see. Needed to pick me up after that tier list. Where's the Michael Johnson loss? Oh yeah, the Michael Johnson loss as well. What's up, Dougie? Happy Volk is back with the belt. Mate, loving it, brother. Loving it. Over the moon that Volk is back. Best thing that's happened to us this week. Beneil Dariush loss, yep. Subbed him with one arm by Old Man Diaz. Is pretty horrendous. Yeah, it's pretty bad. The Diaz one isn't so bad. Tony is horrible. It's horrible, mate. The Diaz cope was horrendous. Yeah, the cope was worse than the loss. Sad thing is, Prime Tony would have absolutely destroyed Prime Nate Diaz. Yes, I believe so. Prime for Prime. Yep. I reckon at least 19 people in this chat would beat Tony in a fight. I agree. I completely agree, mate. Remember when the job Tony did on RDR and Pettis, he would have done the same thing to Nate? Yeah, Prime Tony Ferguson would have destroyed Nate Diaz. Destroyed him. But, unfortunately, this Tony Ferguson that we have here, no. This was a sad tier list. This was a sad tier list. Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. But there you go. Tony Ferguson leaving the UFC for a company that doesn't exist nor is ever going to exist. Just as the continued loss streak... Just when you thought Tony Ferguson left the UFC and there wouldn't be any more losses, no. We got plenty more in the back. Plenty more losses to come. Wait till you see Tony Ferguson signed up to fight at BKFC. That is when shit is really going to start hitting the fan. That is when shit's going to get bad. Tony still kind of has a chin, though. Why are you saying that, Ben? What are you basing that on, dude? What are you basing that on? You still understand Tony is not going to retire. He's going to end up getting knocked senseless in the BK. Yeah, I think Tony is going to go to the BKFC. I believe that. I believe he is going to go to the BKFC. Speaking of, there is news from the BKFC from 5 hours ago. Oh, I need the breaking news music. Hang on a second. We've got breaking news from 5 hours ago. There's news from the BKFC. Let me get my breaking news music up. YouTube. Hang on 1 second. Hang on a second. Alright, here we go. Breaking news sound effect. Yes. You're going to do it. Do it properly, Dougie. Do it properly. Breaking news sound effect. Ben was the only one that enjoyed it. Here we go. Breaking news. Alright. The fuck is all this noise? No, that's enough. Thank you. Alright, breaking news. Let's go. Over to Aaron Bronston. A long-time MMA manager is speaking out about the GFL event cancellations, and GFL event founder Darren Owens has responded. According to Pearson, Owen attempted to address concerns about the GFL's financial stability by circulating copies and photos of the GSL bank account showing that they already had over $20 million in funding. They reached out to the GFL founder, Owen, who said that the text message that he requested proof of funds from a primary investor. To do so, he transferred $20 million into our bank account to prove the funds. He transferred the funds out of the account the same day. We had monthly schedule of funds, typically in the $200,000 per month range, that he'd been funding without issue for April. Whether it was the recent market crash or him getting cold feet, he did not fulfill his April obligation and subsequently halted our progress. So, the guy who was paying for the GFL originally transferred $20 million into a shared bank account to prove that he had the funds. Then, once it was proved, he transferred the money out of the account on the same day, by my reading of this, and they had a monthly schedule of funds, typically, and the $200,000 per month range that he had been funding without issues since April. I'm going to let you guys know that that's not how business works. There is no typical schedule, and you don't transfer money in to prove that you have the money. You have it in a third-party escrow account. This is not how business works at all. You have it in a third-party escrow account with a pre-written contract. And once the contract is fulfilled, then the third party does the payouts. This is not how business works. Even close. This is not how business works. Let me read your comments, but yeah. This was a scam. This was a scam. All right. Where am I at? You got to understand, Tony is not going to retire. He's going to... Yeah, we did that one. Should we raid musical before you dip? Yeah, if he's still on when I dip. What's the time? Yeah, it's getting close to me dipping. Yeah. But yes, we will raid musical when I dip. Absolutely, man. Should Tony versus Crazy Horse book it, mate? Oh, God, my ankle. Please, Karate Combat, give Tony a contract to save him from the BKFC. Oh, yeah. No, dude, I think Tony should go to the Invitationals. I think he should just go to grappling. I don't want to see Tony Ferguson go to any sort of combat sport where there's kicks and punches being thrown. Grappling, jiu-jitsu, Craig Jones, Invitationals, that kind of stuff. But under no circumstances should Tony Ferguson do anything where there's kicks and punches. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely fucking not. That would be horrible for him. I truly believe that. Where are we at? Tony versus Big Ben is the only fight to make now. Big Ben Rothwell and Tony Ferguson. Yeah. Trial by combat for Tony Ferguson's life by Big Ben. No. Big Ben versus Tony versus Big Put Silver versus Wanderlei ladder match. And in the ladder match, there's a cage. And hanging off the top of the cage in the ladder match is just a big fat check for retirement to pay for your CTE for the rest of your life. That's what there should be. Tony shouldn't have been an arsehole to Dariush. Sucks to suck. True, Benny boy. True. Breaking news. Dougie's Scorner was being pushed down a flight of stairs in the Melbourne CBD by a huge unidentified bald man. Breaking news. Dougie's Corner has been pushed down a flight of stairs today. Rolled his ankle. Now he can't walk. The Grandad Fighting League could have been pretty fucking funny. Tony would have been the champ. That's true. Tony would have been the champ. Maybe. It would have been funny. Tony would have done well. He would have done well. But yeah. I mean, at least Tony didn't get slept by Paddy. True. Let's go to the news music. There you go. GFL is in shambles. Yep. You love the news music? That's good to see. Tony robbed of being champ by the GFL now. You need to see Tony tap to another armbar. Fuck my life. I need to see... Yeah, but what's he going to do, right? Like, Tony can't do anything with combat sports. He can't do anything with combat sports. And he can't do anything with his punches and kicks. So, I don't know. Like, what does Tony do? You know what I mean? Just looking at the comments from this. I mean, I don't, like, this is not how business works. Having worked in finance, banking, and trading, I'm going to go ahead and call that fraud. Yeah, this is not how business works, man. You do not show proof of funds by just transferring the money into an account. There's third-party accounts that manage escrow for this. You said it, Tony can't do any combat. Yeah, any combat sports. Seems like the best evidence of outright fraud to mislead is the fighters and managers. I wonder if the fighters can sue. GFL will let you buy the pay-per-view association. I wonder if the fighters can sue the GFL. I wonder if the fighters can sue the GFL for this. Because already Holly Holm has said that she is now looking to rejoin boxing. Yeah, sue for lost earnings. Well, there's like some fighters won't be able to sue for lost earnings. Fighters like, well, the old fighters that were more than retired, they won't be able to sue for lost earnings. But fighters like Holly Holm, Tony Ferguson, and Chris Weidman, fighters that left the UFC to go and fight for the promise of the GFL, they probably could sue. Tony versus BJ Penn, clone mum. We need to get this man back on a win streak. I don't know, dude. Did you see how thick she was? She could probably take him down and manhandle him. I would say Tony Ferguson's probably... I would say BJ Penn's cloned mum could probably do that one. Tony needs to join Karate Combat so he can be champ of another organization. I think Tony Ferguson gets his fucking head kicked in Karate Combat, dude. I don't like Tony Ferguson in Karate Combat. They spent money on camps, turned down other opportunities. That's what I'm saying, dude. I think there is a legitimate case for them to sue Owen Davis, the founder and the promoter of the GFL. Like, none of this seems like it was set up properly at all. In moments like this, I really appreciate how good of a promoter Chattery is. He wouldn't let the UFC have stale moments it has. Plus, he seems to be a great guy with his head on his shoulder. Yeah, no, I like Chattery. I like ONE FC. I hope they do well. I hope they do well. Apparently, they are pricks to work for, and it's very hard getting fights in ONE FC, especially for MMA fighters in the harder divisions, because their rankings just aren't as deep. So there is that problem. And Chattery did nearly kill Mike Musameshi, so that there is a problem with that one, right? What's up, Crispathan? How are you, dude? I hope you're well, man. Hope you're having a good day today. Weidman didn't leave the UFC of his own will. He did another Molly McCann. I'm retiring. You guys can't even... Oh, I thought he left, like, because he didn't want to get renewed. I thought they would have... I mean, it's Weidman. I thought they would have renewed him. But no, fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I mean, this is also happening as well in the PFL. Dakota Ditcheva reveals that she is also upset that the PFL is struggling to find her a new opponent. I'm in a contract. You guys have to find me a fight. Like, the PFL just can't do enough to fulfill their roster. She also wants to leave. Like, everyone on these other ships just want to leave. Again, people give the UFC so much shit for retaining, you know, 80% of the money that it makes. But it does that to grow the sport in its own direction for itself. These other fight organizations have no idea how to grow the sport. And they're all absolutely fucking crumbling. Tony can become a coach. Yes, Tony should become a jiu-jitsu coach. He should go and become the coach at 10th Planet Fitness, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. That's what he should do first. If they sue, they're setting themselves up for... They are setting the foot up for an open MMA. If they sue, they are setting themselves in... They are shooting themselves in the foot for the open MMA market. I don't think so, dude. Like, I guess what you're saying there is if the GFL fighters sue, then other MMA promoters are going to be like, no one will want to work with them again. But they have stance here. Like, the GFL are not honoring the contracts that they were promised. You know, the UFC wouldn't do that. The UFC would offer you 3 fights straight up. Thoughts on Volk's nickname using to be the Hulk? I like it. I mean, the kid was thick. And it makes sense why it was, yeah. The GFL was literally set up on hopes, dreams, and a literally, yeah, dude. It was literally just set up on hopes, dreams, and a there was nothing to it, structurally or financially. Like, what sort of a contract has a schedule of payment of around about $200,000? That's not how it works. You've been sickled. I'm sorry to hear that, Chris. Over the long weekend, that sucks, man. That's hopefully you feel better soon, dude. Only watch one for the kickboxing and the Muay Thai. Yeah, one is essentially just a Muay Thai promotion at the moment. I think last year they did 93 MMA fights. Like, it was horrible. He was the Hulk before Ion Kutalaba. Then he's the true Hulk. Ben, that's what CSO means. Coach shit only. It's not champ shit only. It's coach shit only. Could Dakova get out? Or she looks like Patty? She does look like Patty, doesn't really. No. She's their only star at the moment. No, they won't get her. Apparently, the rumor was that the UFC made huge trials to try and get her over the Christmas break. And the PFL are not letting go of her. They're not letting go of her at all. Weidman got TKO'd by Eric Anders and looked terrible. Why would they want him back in his insane contract? He was still beating Silver 10 years. That is true. Yeah, they probably he's just paying too much. Yeah, being KO'd so many times and completely what? Yeah, that is true. That is true, Shotgun. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah. Compare guys like Owen Davis with Chattery. He's a blessing upon us. I am literally... Okay. Chattery sucks. Dana mocks it. Yeah, I mean, as much shit as people want to give Dana White, look at what's happened to all the other promotions and look how well Dana has managed the UFC. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's obvious that Dana White has kind of figured out the right way to run the fighting game, you know? Oh, God. What are you doing now, Marab? What is Marab doing now? Well, let's have a look here. What are you doing, Marab? Where did Marab just go? There he is. What are you doing now, Marab? I've not seen this yet, so I don't know what's going to happen, but let's have a look. What are you going to do, Marab?
This is Sean, like 6 feet tall, like a tree, skinny tall guy, and this is just my shit, you know? And I'm gonna just go around, and BAM! Easy, bro. And he's going down. That's it. Game over. And still.
Where is this?
My fucking butt. Then away. Please.
Such a weird guy. Okay, so we're gonna spinning wheel kick Sean O'Malley. Apparently, that's the game plan. That's the game plan for Marab Di Village Valley. Oh, I said, can Dakova get it, not get a UFC contract? As in, would she get... Yes, Chris, I'm with you. Yes, the answer is yes, mate. Tony would actually do well in the BKFC, and I'm all for this train. No, Paul, for fuck's sake, bro. God, no. No, dude. No. No, dude. God, no. Have you seen the video of Merab fighting some random streamer? I haven't, dude. No. No, I haven't seen that. I'm not surprised, though. Merab is the kind of guy to run up the stands. I thought I would, but then Guru said on a stream once, especially once her hair was braided, they looked exactly the same. Oh, yeah, she does look exactly like Patty Pimlet. So, you know, that makes it hard. I mean, not it, but it makes it hard to want to... It makes it the opposite of hard. You know, same thing. You know what I'm saying? I think it's smart of Sean to approach the rematch very respectfully. Marab said he is struggling to find inspiration because Sean is so nice to him now. Yeah, I mean, Sean O'Malley sort of has to approach it respectfully, right? He got like 4 rounds against him. Like, you can't go in there talking shit and being the bravado guy when you're down 4 rounds and you were kissed on your back during the fight. How can you go in there with your dick hanging out and swinging like that? You can't. Charchery is gay and half of one's runtime is dedicated to glazing him. Sad stuff. Dana would never be so egotistical. Dana's pretty egotistical. I feel like you really didn't like the last one card that we watched because of how slow the runtime was. Yeah. Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque is in the works. Okay. Nice. I don't mind that. Jared Gordon is going to be fighting Thiago Moises. Poor Jared Gordon. Never gets good matchups. Michael Chandler with his son teaching him to fight on. Cool. Cool. I think that'll do. Let me read your chats and we'll get out of here. I'll finish up the chats and we'll get out of here. Yeah, that was a good day. Nacho's got the last in. Where are we at? All right, let me read some. You love the accent, but it's only 3 sticks and would never tell anyone. You just keep that one to yourself. Sean O'Malley, 0 charisma, 0 honor at the press conference, 0 aura at the press conference. Yet again, can people stop acting like this guy is the next con? No one acts like he is the next con. No one believes it. Shotgun. No one acts like he is the next con. It's just the UFC saying that. But nobody actually says that, dude. No one believes that. Sean O'Malley in the cage and Sean O'Malley outside of the cage are completely different people. Oh, musical's not live. Boo. Let's go. Let's see who's live. Let's see who's live. Videos. Live. Who's live? Alright, let me keep watching. Hey Nacho, they glazed Chatteri for a reason. He's literally the best. Everyone knows Dana is a prick. I don't know if Dana is a prick. I think Dana's just a good businessman. And Sims for Power Slap. That part is true. They shouldn't slip for Power Slap. I seriously don't see what Dana sees in O'Malley. Gen Z TikTok edits. What Dana White sees in O'Malley is exactly the same thing that Dana White sees in Power Slap. Real numbers and TikTok numbers. And Shorts numbers are far better than long form numbers, but they don't count for anything. Like, when you do long form content, you can pair ads next to it. Shorts content, they pair ads next to it, but it's literally like a couple of cents. Like, I have a short that has 40,000 views. I think it's made like $3. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no money in shorts. How does he get out of his way to give him so much privilege and an easy run to title fight? Again, because of the shorts things. Like, that's the reason, right? Everyone ignoring Marab's Heb stomp in that video. Oh, yeah, with the one against the tree. Hope he does it. Thoughts on the Listen Buddy Fight League? I think it'll be great. Ben, what's the question? Good stream? It was a good stream. Mr. Corner strikes gold again. It was a good stream. I had this idea to make women's MMA less boring. They should have them fight in a heavier weight class, 145, 150, 170, because physically women don't carry power. No, dude, they'd run out of gas. Okay, who's live? Mexican martial arts is live. Old school. Mexican martial arts is live. I thought he retired. No one else is live. Just me and Mexican martial arts. Do you guys want to go raid martial arts? Do you want to go raid him? No? No? All good. All good. No? Go raid Mexican martial arts. Tell him what's up. Top chat. He's got 100 people watching. Good on him, man. There's Mexican martial arts. Go tell him Dougie's Corner raid. That's the streaming limit for the day. I don't blame you, man. Dougie, can you put up the Discord link? Yeah, I'll get the Discord link for you guys. So that's the Mexican martial arts. You can say g'day to him from Dougie's Corner if you want. This is the Discord where you guys can keep memeing with each other and talking shit with each other all day long. Go nuts. That's the Discord. It takes a lot of work to get into the VIP lounge. The VIP lounge is for the VIPs only, but that is it. That is a 3-hour stream on a Friday. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it. Today's video is also out about how Ilia Topuria's run into the lightweight division is not going to go well at all. So you can either go to my channel, watch Ilia Topuria's run in the lightweight division and how I think that's not going to go. You can go keep talking MMA with Mexican martial arts, who is live right now. You can keep insulting each other and making fat jokes and glizzy jokes with each other in the Discord. Do whatever you like. I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. I will see you all over the weekend. I'll do a long stream on Sunday. Maybe we'll watch Cage Warriors together. Maybe we'll watch BKFC together. Maybe I'll just do a nice long stream on Sunday. We'll see. We'll see. But that was it. 3 flat lay streams for the week. 3 streams for the week. I fought a staircase and the staircase lost. You guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Thank you so much for your donations, for liking the stream. I appreciate you guys. Have a good day.